I'm not mad at you, but go find somebody who on that level and then help them go to the next level if you're not already a great wife. But of course, that's the most convenient thing in the world. I wanna be your right. Of course you do. Who wouldn't? Like, name one person in the world who doesn't want to be E's right hand right now. But guess what? Back in the day, that line was considerably shorter. I'll just say that.
Today's show is brought to you by
To Success Podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the extra Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
Extra Bayesian. What up, y'all? Hey, this the last one, man. This the last one that you could call me extra Bayesian on. We heading back out tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. We out of here, man. But all is well. What's going on?
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I know,
And
right?
Dr. Douglas Thomas, who we don't ever know where he is, but I just heard he wasn't going to be back home till November. So
I'll be gone till November.
Right. So Douglas, where are you?
I'm looking at the Venetian Hotel right now from where I'm standing. The Encore, the Wynn, the Wynn
I'm
Hotel.
sure they put you in a very small, humble room.
No questions. Hey, actually, whenever I stay in Vegas, I do have a spot that I do that's real, you know what I'm saying, regular, but I love it because the Grand Lux is straight downstairs.
But you're not eating Grand Lux right now, so that could be not like the sweet
Let
Grand
me just
Lux.
say this to you. Grand Lux is downstairs. There's always something to find to eat at the Grand Lux. That's what makes it sweet.
No doubt. And you guys are in for a treat this week. An extra special guest joining us again for a second time. 2 days away from kindergarten, the one and only Carlos Quinney III, a.k.a. Trey. Come on, son. Okay, Dad. All right, here you go. Let's make it a good one. Ready? All right.
Hey, Uncle Carl and Dad. Welcome
What up,
to
what
Cheese
up,
Comedy
what
Corner. I'm going to tell you guys a joke.
Let's get it.
Okay. What do you call a cow with no legs?
I don't know. What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
Oh,
They crack.
I like
Talking
that.
about they cracking up. All right, son, get out of here.
Thanks, Trey.
Love you.
Because your daddy jokes out there funny all the time, Trey, so thank you.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Good.
So, starting kindergarten, Thursday, bro. So by the time this podcast comes out, he will have completed his first day of kindergarten. I'm like, why are y'all starting kindergarten? Bro, August 1st?
It's August, bro.
No, I'm
like, yo, you cutting my whole summer in half. So
Do they get out November or something?
Yeah, bro. Right. No, they got a September fall break or something where it's like a week off in September. So I'm not feeling that though. I'm like,
I'm just saying. So why do we start in August if we're gonna take a break off in September?
Right.
Let's just start like
what's
later
the point?
September.
If I was teaching at that school, I would be like, oh no, I'm out. So anyway, they start August 1st, bro. It's their first day of school, and look, it's already like too much for me. I'm like, kindergarten is really, and Carl, you can maybe attest to it, is like for parents. I'm like, what in the world? I was talking to Adam and Carly, and they were like, yo, Harper Joe had like a school assignment, and it was like, you got to build like a whole doctor's office or something. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, what 5-year-old is doing this? Like, you making the parents do work. So I'm not looking forward to this per se. I was loving Primrose because they like didn't believe in homework, but now I'm like nervous because I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how this is gonna pan out. It's really a reflection on you. You know what I'm saying? Like your child show up with a terrible project in kindergarten. They like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So,
but then you get in trouble for helping them in high school and college. You know what I'm saying?
What a system. What a system.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's start with Carl, man. Catch us up. Let us know, man. I
Well,
know
you know what,
tears.
Carl, I wanted to ask Carl a question, real quick. I don't want to get too serious too quick, but I was just, when I was walking back this morning from prayer, you know, the whole experience had crossed my mind. I was like, yo, I got to ask Carl. He kind of talked about it a little bit, but he ain't really went, you know, in depth, at least for me. And I'm thinking Carl steps, if you don't mind, because, you know, C's like, we always trying to use this podcast as a way to, you know, really help people to get from point A to point B. But I remember, it could have been 2-3 years ago, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you saying, like, it was almost like a whiteboard kind of vision thing. Man, I want to be able to go on vacation, and take a break once, a quarter. I think he was like quarterly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, I need to be able to do that. And I was like, oh yeah, no questions asked. Like, let's get it. And then it went from actually, saying that. And then maybe you did take one or two here, but it might have been like, we were doing something as a crew and it was like, oh, okay, well, let's take a break on this break, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like on the other end of this boy. And then now I was thinking about it, I was like, yo, Carl, I don't know if he said it or not, but like this was a vision. And now he's literally not only doing it, but like a whole month at a time, in an Airbnb. So if you could kind of just walk me through for real, like going from saying it to now living it, because there's probably more whiteboard writers on this podcast and actually doers. You know what I'm saying? So kind of just walk me through what had to happen. Was it something mentally that took place? Was it something financially, like you won the lottery? You know what I'm saying? Like what happened that you're not, it's not a vision no more, like you're literally doing it and you're about to come back to the crib and I guess in another 3 months do something else.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm already planning the next thing. But no, and I appreciate the question, E, because literally just the whole time here, I've been thinking a lot. And the first thing I want to ask people, like the question I want to start for everybody listening is, why do you do what you do? And I think that's I got that answer like real clear for me, and the reason why I do it. And a lot of people, we talk about the why and all that, but I got that real clear is I want to see my family happy. Like at the end of the day, I want to see my family happy. Like I don't care what else is going on. Like I want to be able to come. I always said that home, my wife, my kids, my parents, my brother, we got a small, it's just me and my brother in terms of our like nucleus. And I'm like, man, everything else in the world is crazy. I can't control none of that, but I want to be able to see the people around me smiling. And when I go into this environment, it's the place that I ain't got to think about no drama, no stress, no nothing. So that was like my big, like, that's the, what do you call it? How you mark the X on the treasure map? Like that's the X on the treasure map for me. Like, I want to see my family look like that. But just being real, E, the biggest part that happened was mindset. It's mindset. Number one, you deserve it. You deserve it. That's number one. Like, and I can't, anybody that's listening to this podcast, I don't think we got people on here that's not putting forth effort. I don't think we got people that's not working hard. I don't think so. If you are, well, time to transition. Like it's real. Like the work that we've put in over the last, how many ever years, like I had to come to the conclusion for myself was like, yo, you've worked hard and you deserve everything that you can get. Let me put it that way. You deserve everything that's there that you can get. You deserve it. It ain't nothing too big. It ain't nothing too small. Whatever it is, you deserve it. So the mindset is, when I tell you the biggest thing, because you work, and you feel good. Again, you get validated by doing the work and you feel good about it. But it's a different feeling when, you can look at people's faces and see the result of your work. You look at other people's faces. So step one was that mindset. And I laugh. Jamal tried to call me yesterday, and it was funny. Jamal was literally at the real estate meetup, talking to people. He's like, I'm gonna call Carl right now. I missed the call, and I sent him a photo. I was like, hey, my bad. Here's the excuse why I missed the call. And I showed him a photo of Jordan and Jesse in Quest. This is for you in Browns Beach. If you've been to Barbados, you know what Browns Beach stands for. And I was like, Mom, my bad. Like, dude, I'm there. But when I tell you I can look at my kids enjoying this thing in a whole different way. So here's the transition though, E. The transition was I started to see money differently. I started to see it differently. The way that we were taught was that it is this thing that you have to like revere and hold tight to the chest and it's never coming back. You know what I mean? Like you got to do so much to get it and all that. And the reality is, and I'll say it like this. Everybody knows we started the real estate stuff, all that. See, here's the funny part. I have not touched a dollar.
The funny part is that Carl can't be there no more because he blew up with the real estate, so he can't teach the real estate. You know what I'm saying? So he left them all high and dry. Carl got that check. Was like, I'm gone. I'm on vacation.
Hey, here's the part I want people to hear closely. I have not spent a single dollar from real estate to do any of the things I haven't touched the real estate money. Like that is a company that now exists as a result of a different mindset. But because of that same mindset, now I started using the money I was making in a different way. No increase in money. Nothing else changed, like literally, because, so and again, I'll credit, of course, both of you guys, for being with me this long, but then more recently, as of last year, he just challenged how I thought about money. He challenged it in a major way, and he was saying, again, we talked about this before, like you have to use your money for you. They are your employees. Your money is an employee. It has to go out there and work for you and bring you something back. So like getting into the whole real estate thing was cool, and it's working. It's doing stuff. It's working. I'll be modest. It's working.
But I have one way to put it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's working. But I have not touched, and I'm stressing, I have not taken a penny from Phillips Capital Investments. That's the name of the company. I have not taken
Say it again.
single
What's the
penny.
name of it?
Phillips Capital Investments. He's so stupid. Not a single
Y'all hiring?
penny.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all hiring? Y'all need any podcast hosts?
But yeah, it's the mindset of like, dude, there's something different, and then watch this though. Say it again.
No. I just said, let me be your armor bearer.
You know what I'm saying?
The conversations in the house have been different. So now it's almost like, see, you remember in high school, but then you're like, yo, you ain't gonna holler at her. You ain't gonna holler at her. And you like, man, I'm about to go talk to her. And you go over there and talk to her, knowing that you scared as all get out. But the conversation in the house now is that kind of conversation. Oh, y'all, you talking about a vacation for a couple of weeks, but you ain't gonna do that. That's talk. Like, that's the challenge now that we're having in the house. Like, I'm telling it to my wife, I'm like, I'm joking with her. You ain't gonna work for no more than, you saying you gonna quit work next year, but we gonna see if you gonna quit work next year. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the conversation. I'm telling my parents, y'all retired, but y'all ain't about to really live a retirement life, are you? You ain't about to like stop all the little things that you said you saving, whatever pension, and you're not about to invest it in something and do something, are you? Like, that's the tenor of the conversation in the house now. And now, like, dude, with that environment all the time, and I'm gonna share another story real quick. Let me finish this. But with that environment, dude, just all the time, like, dude, it's only a matter of time before you walk up to her and say, hey, I'm Carl. Like, what you kind of cute. What you want to do? Like, it's only a matter of time because you got that environment pushing you to do it every single day now. So in terms of a step, it was creating that culture around my family now where this is expected, like telling the kids before it's planned, like, yo, we're going to spend a long time in Barbados next year. Like, we saying some stuff now to them, and they're hearing it at 4 years old. So now their conversation is, my son's conversation is now, okay, when is Disney? Because I've been hearing all these conversations about travel. We got to hit Disney. But now the conversation overall is different.
Wait till the fall.
Oh yeah, that's real.
It's hot.
That's real.
Wait till the fall.
So the last thing I want to add is, for real, like, and I started with it, like, why are you doing what you're doing? So my brother is high D, high C, so it's like task.
Yeah.
He not, and he good with people. He ain't like a jerk like that, but he's not. That's not his focus. His focus is when I lock into something, I'm doing it. So the last couple of weeks they've been here as well. They left this morning, and I've watched him. Listen to this carefully and see you about to So. You already know how my family eats. Like, we try to eat vegetarian. My brother's taking it to vegan. And then on top of that, now my brother has cut wheat out of their diet, and he's cut refined sugar completely out of their family's diet. When I tell you, like, no refined sugar, he has his daughters 4 years old and 6 years old on literally, like, looking at
you got to
labels.
take the wheat out, because I figured out the wheat bread, like, when you're doing it, like I'm doing it with the golden heart, like the golden wheat, that ain't nothing but black white bread. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it. That's it.
It ain't no grains in it. You know what I'm saying? Because my
Nothing,
mom and them, they get like the 7 grain where it's like fruits and berries and nuts in it. I'm like, the wheat bread I'm getting is just to say you're not eating white bread. You know
That's it. That's it. So he literally took wheat out and then went to the next level. But get this. Again, not telling people, this ain't no health talk. Listen to what I'm saying. His daughter had a really, really bad eczema when she was born. This is Joy, his first daughter. And those are the two things that he realized once they weren't eating them, eczema just literally disappeared. No cream, no medicine, no nothing. Like, it disappeared. So my brother's not out here trying to be super healthy per se, but now that he has this thing that's working for him, it's a standard that he's seeing. Now he's operating with I'm talking about with a fervor. We were at a wedding last night. Listen to what I'm saying. You could understand what torture it is for a kid at a wedding, well, all week, because my kids, again, we balance. My kids will eat their food. As long as you eat your food, you can have some kind of snack, ice cream, whatever. I'm not tripping. We don't overdo it, but you're going to get something. Imagine what experience his kids are having the entire trip, and not a wedding last night. They're serving cake, ice cream, all kind of candy, all kind of stuff. And he's just like, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me just see if they got some fruit. And he went over there and they had fruit, and he and his kids sat there and ate fruit. And I'm like, yo, when you really lock into who you are, what you're doing, the reason behind what you're doing it, the other stuff falls in place. That's the reality.
Yeah, that's why I can't get to where I need to be. I don't have no allergies. You know what I'm saying? Everything. I feel great on honey wheat. You know what I'm saying? Skin. I'm talking about my skin glistening off the honey wheat.
It's real. No,
You feel me? E?
That's another
I'm
part.
feeling better
don't
than
play.
ever on the honey wheat.
No,
on the
don't-
sugar,
don't
on the
play,
sugar
bruh.
snap cereal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't play.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
I
God,
just
don't
had
give me an
Carl-
allergy. You know what I'm saying? To all
I
things
just had a
good.
situation, Carl. I had a situation where, and it's probably a different podcast, but we were able to do, something pretty much for free. Like we didn't have to pay for it. And then it kind of, like I said, I can get into more detail later, but it kind of put us in a situation where, all right, we could do it for free. And then it got altered, just like, out of nowhere. It was like that service isn't, available to you anymore. And I promise you, this sounds crazy, but Carl, I'm about to take this thing to a whole nother level. And I realized it was the free that was killing me from going to the next level. You know what I'm saying? It was literally because the free didn't make me, it didn't cause me to be disciplined, or it didn't cost me anything. You know what I'm saying? So if I made a mistake or I didn't make a mistake, if I did it right, if I didn't do it right, it didn't really cost me. But once it was like, yo, you don't have access to free no more, bruh, my brain started working in a different way, because it was like, yo, now you got limited resources. So you have to really think through how you're gonna do this now. You feel me? And my mind just shifted, and I went to that hookup, Carl, that you talked about. I think you mentioned it, the Louis Vuitton boy, or either CJ, but somebody mentioned Louis doesn't, they at the end of the year they burn their purses. They don't put their stuff on discount. So you can't go to Louis store in the Somerset Mall or in the Lenox Mall.
To the bargain bin.
Yeah, the bargain bin or the summer, the fall festival harvest sale, the New Year's sale. They don't have that. And so it seems like, they're going to be burning a lot of purses, but at the end of the day, they're going to be selling more than anybody else. And you see people walking around with the Louis because it's so exclusive. And so for me, it's real. It's like, it's unfortunate that they have eczema or whatever it is they have, because, and I think about Heather Trotter, her kids have something similar to that, and she's now cooking. Heather, man, I'm talking about she got a YouTube series out now, just the whole nine, bro. And she has to cook every meal. So for her and her husband and the kids, she has to make special pancakes, special bread, special everything. But it has made her into this phenomenal chef, because her kids literally cannot eat certain things. And so we're not telling anybody on the podcast, do whatever, but I am just saying that sometimes when certain things seem like they're negative that happen to you, if you really look at it, sometimes that's an open door. Listen to me. We're going to be able to have a full disclosure conversation in a minute, but I want to wait till at least 6 months to a year to put something in practice first. But when I tell you I am thinking about this thing in a way I never thought about it, I'm looking at strategies in ways I never strategized, because at the end of the day, you're not going to stop me from being, successful. There are certain opportunities that the Lord has created for this time. If you're living in 2019, they're just in America, there's certain opportunities that are available. And I will not get everything that's coming to me. And some of the things that's coming to me, C made a statement this morning. He texted me about something that I hit him. He said, too easy, too easy. But there are some things, Carl, that are not that easy. And it has really caused me to go, okay, the too easy things sometimes get me in trouble, because the too easy thing, I'm like, okay, do this, this, and this is going to happen. And so then in other arenas, I say, do this, and then it ain't happening. And I told God the other day, I was like, yo, God, what's going wrong? I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not out here sinning. I'm not, committing adultery. I'm not out here wilding. Why is these doors closing on me over here? This don't make sense. And then I woke up this morning and he spoke to me this is why those doors are closing. I had to make a phone call and I had to tell some folks on this one, this is working for me because of this, and that. But then y'all on the team with me over here, and there's some things y'all probably doing in the dark that I don't know nothing about, and that's what's holding us up. So I would have never had that conversation, had these doors not closed on me. I'm like, yo, why are these doors closed? Like, that don't even make sense to me. Normally, I do this, and then this happens, and then that happens. And I was just like, oh, look, y'all thinking that because I'm over here doing what I'm supposed to do, that we all gonna be blessed because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But this ain't single tennis. It's like ain't Serena versus, Sharapova. This is like, this doubles, and we playing doubles, and we losing, and I'm not used to losing. So something's happening, and we need to figure out what's happening so we can make the adjustments. So it wasn't no like aggravating, like angry phone call. It had just hit me like, yo, this is usually easy for me, and it ain't easy, but I must admit that it's making me pull out stuff and think and use my time differently so that I can get over this particular obstacle. That's powerful, Carl. That's powerful.
Yeah, no. Go for it, Carl.
No, I was gonna say just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to put yourself in that uncomfortable position of, and here's where it starts: asking yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? What's the goal? Because for real, if you are, and I'm in, listen to what I'm saying. I'm in this phase. Evie just had a call with Ant this morning, and literally this is where this conversation came from. I was like, yo, there's the missing piece for most people is that you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. When I was starting to edit, the guy at the Big Ten, Al, that worked with me, so I'll explain it as quick as I can. So let's think about a sitcom. It's like a 30-minute show, right? So we would edit shows for the Big Ten Network. The show had to be exactly 22 minutes, 19 seconds, zero frames, right? Wow, exactly that. You had to leave the breaks for commercials, and the break was 2 minutes, 2 seconds here. I'm talking about exact. But watch this, and for my listeners, we used to shoot either 24 frames or 30 frames per second. What that means is there's 30, think animation, 24 or 30 still photos every second, all right? He would literally just go through a whole edit, this entire show, and stop on one frame. Like there's, I don't know how many thousands of frames, but he would ask me, why did you put this here? And what am I seeing here? And what am I hearing here? And why am I seeing that? Why am I hearing that at this exact point? And his point to me was, do not do anything that you are not exactly sure why you're doing it. And when I tell you it messed me up, because I would again, it just felt good. I ain't got no real reason. It felt good. And actually sometimes he would say, that's a good enough reason. Like, go with your gut. But for everything on that timeline that I had to edit, there had to be a justifiable reason as to why I put that shot there, why I put that audio with that. And I'm telling people, if you approach life like that, so like I said, I'm in this phase now, just questioning everything. Why am I doing this? Why am I not doing this? Why is this happening? And the majority of it, you'll realize, and I'll probably say 75, 80% of it is stuff that you don't even like really want to do, just to be real with you. It's just stuff that it's just been around you. When I say want to do it, it's not like something that you just woke up like, this is my dream. You're doing it because it's the norm. You're doing it because everybody else around you is doing it. You're doing it because, it's comfortable. And I'm challenging my thoughts. Why am I not here? Why am I not doing this? Why am I doing this? Like everything that I'm doing now, like that timeline, like I want to have a real reason to why it's happening, because that's the only way you're going to get, I'm going to call it the ET life. That's the 1%. That's the only way you get there, is when everything is in alignment. Like when you know why you're doing this, why you woke up this morning, why did you do that yesterday? Why did you eat that? Why did you drink that? Why did you run 4 miles? Like when all these things are in alignment, dude, your life is exactly what you want it to be. It can't be like, you're not going to experience that, like that, whatever that is. You'll have to describe it to us. You're the only one there.
Right. I don't know what it is.
But you get what I'm saying? Like when things are in alignment spiritually, when you can control. Yeah, right, of course. Like that, and that's let me put it this way, that's the quest that I'm on now, like for real. That's what these last couple of weeks have been for me. Carl, don't get up and do nothing that you don't understand why you're doing it. I don't care who's asking you to do it. No disrespect to nobody. If your mom asks you to do something, like where is this going? Why are we doing this? Like everything you do from this point forward, it has to have a reason, a purpose, and it should be going in the direction that you're trying to go into, or the God leading you, more importantly. But if it's not, then you got to have
those are two in the same.
Hopefully those two are the same. Hopefully they're the same. But you know what I'm saying? If it's not, Like, Carl, you got to be man enough to say, like, yo, I'm sorry, I can't do this right now. Like what Chuck said, no is a complete sentence. No. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the quest that I'm on now. So I'm sharing it with people, like he said, just because if you can't explain why, then you're not going to get to the place that you're really dreaming about. Like if you really can't explain it, then you end up doing it what everybody else is doing 90% of the time, and you're going to get the same results everybody else is getting. Bottom line.
Yeah, I'm about to pay for Carl to stay in Barbados. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Barbados, Carl get in his bag a little different. I'm going to have to pay for another 6-week extension. If we're going to get this on the podcast, I can take a seat for a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? This is a different kind of podcast with Carl in his bag. Yeah, we're going to have to leave Carl out there. All right, so I want to I guess keep along the same track, but maybe adjust a tad bit. I had a conversation over the weekend and, get the insurance bucket ready. Of course, y'all know I'm not going to necessarily say names. And I told the individual that, I was like, yo, I got to use this now because it's a good teaching moment, right? And so I think, Carl, one of the things that you're talking about as you talk about the way your life has gone, of course, the exposure to Jamal was a big part of that, right? And so while you're around, me and E, who are both savages in our own right, it took Jamal to take you to an even higher level, right? And that's all good, right? And so for all of us, I think when you look around, like the environment has played such a role. Like I don't want to speak for you, but I don't know if you had just stayed and really never rocked with me and E, if you'd have just kind of stayed in your own bubble, your own, cocoon, would you be making these type of moves right now? Right? And that goes for me, E, that goes for all of us. I'm not trying to say you, I'm myself included, right? And so there is a level of exposure that you have, right? And so I got a call over the weekend, and a gentleman I've known for quite some time now, and he hit me and was just like, hey man, just want to let you know, it's on my heart to, just let you know, like, yo, whatever y'all need, I'm here. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not really sure what that means. He's like, yo, and it's something, E, that you could tell me how many times you've heard it, but he was like, yo, if I need to just carry bags, and I was like, for some reason, it like hit me different. You know what I'm saying? And so, listen, and I get in trouble because on this podcast, I speak super direct, and I speak super direct in my real life because I don't like confusion and I like honesty. You know what I mean? I just do. You know what I mean? I like transparency, honesty. If you got an issue with me, tell me. If there's, something wrong, tell me. And for whatever reason, when he said it, it hit different. And I know what he meant. Like, I know what he meant. He was just like, yo, I'm down to roll. And I had to be transparent and honest with him. And I guess the summary was just like, bro, I don't need anybody to carry my bags. And like, that's your way of, and you don't, and I told him, I said, you may not even realize it, but it's your way of shortcutting the process for yourself. There's something in you that thinks if you can get around me and E and carry bags, that somehow this savagery is going to rub off on you. And it don't work like that. And I had to tell him that. And I had to be honest because I wanted him to grow. I said, okay, you're a speaker. And by the way, a talented speaker. He is off the Eric Thomas tree. Let's just say that. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like he studied E. You could tell he watches E. And he's got a good word. And he's a great dude. I mean, a great dude. And I had to be real with him, Carl. And I said, yo, you've been around me for 4-5 years now. You haven't even gone through Game Changers. And he was like, yeah, I know. And I said, yo, I'm not trying to be funny, but like, that's our farm system, right? Like that's where we train people. And so I can't jump you above the people that we're training. And so I don't even want to name names, but, shout out to Ant, shout out to Mike Nelson, shout out to Sean Hart, John Jack, John Medina, like Aisha, Val, like there are people who came through the program, and I apologize. I know somebody else is out there is like, yo, remember my name? I'm just freestyling off the top of my head, but there are people who have gone through our farm system who have said, yo, not only do I rock with y'all, I'm not trying to carry no bags. I'm trying to learn the art of savagery. And so what they've done is they've paid their money and they have invested into themselves to come through the system and learn. So the way I explained it to the young man was, It's like we are the Yankees. The Yankees got a farm league team, right? AAA, AA, single A, all the way down. And I say, yo, these people have come through the farm system, and now several of them are actually in the big leagues playing with us. Jorge, right? Mustafa, like they're actually training with E now. Like E's giving them gigs. They're actually getting paid for doing stuff with E, but they came through the training system. And your way of bypassing that training system is to say, yo, I just want to be around. I want to be in the environment. I want to carry bags. Like, I don't need that. What we need is other savages in the circle. So when you look at a Jamal, when you look at a Josh, the people who have come into our circle now and our family, they were savages in their lives before they met us. And so if you're not a savage, you need to invest in yourself to become a savage, but you do not get to usurp that process by some trick of the trade. Like, yo, I got one carry-on. I don't need anybody to carry my bags. We got volunteers at every single conference, and I appreciate and love every volunteer. We're good on volunteers. What we need is other people who can go out and hunt. And so I had to explain to him, and I was like, yo, I hope you get this. It's not me. And trust me, I'm not even saying this so you can come through the Game Changers program and put any money in my pocket. I'm not interested. Have you gone to any speaker training program, right? Because you have the gift, but you don't have the system. And I think sometimes, man, people get into this space where they want something and they try to do the bare minimum to get it. And I'm like, it just don't work like that. Like, we never called Les Brown and say, yo, Les, I just want to learn up under you. Can we carry your bags? Like, I'm not tripping. And I know there's some romantic stories, right, of people who like started off carrying bags and then you worked your way all the way up the ladder. And I'm like, cool, I understand that. But I'm not looking for that at this particular time. That boat was about 7-8 years ago when E started, when we was carrying our books to every event, right? E might still need somebody to carry his boxes around for him. But you missed that boat about 7 years ago when that was a valuable commodity to us. Now, and listen to what I'm trying to say. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Listen to what Carl just said. Carl on the beach, doggone it, for a month straight with his kids because Jamal came into the circle and was an absolute savage already and showed Carl how to get to it. Carl don't need nobody to carry his recording equipment. He needs somebody who could show him how to get to that next level. And I'm sure there's things Carl has done for Maul. There's things I have done for Maul. Maul has done for me. Josh has done for me. I've done for Josh. That's why the relationship is mutual. And what happens is when you try to come in on I just want to do something that doesn't even really add any tangible value and skip the process, I have an issue with that. And so I told him that, and then there was a conversation about the money that it took. I said, bruh, the program is $1,000 a month. I've known you for years. Listen to what I'm trying to say, and I promise you, do not take the, really, man, you might need to turn this off and pray about it before I say it. And I'm not talking to the young man. I'm talking to you, whoever's listening. I said, bro, I'm not trying to be funny. The program is $1,000 a month. It takes about an average of 4 months to get certified. That's for our program. I think John Maxwell may be 5,000. Please do not sit up in here and act like $1,000 a month is everything, because it's not. $1,000 a month is not everything. So please, if you need to cut this off, if you need to pray before you hear this, listen to what I'm saying. I promise you, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be an elitist. So please hear this with your spirit. I said to him, listen, the program is $1,000 a month. And you're saying you want to be a speaker, right? I got the #1 motivational speaker in the world, and I am elite at what I do in training speakers. And I'm not bragging. That's about the only thing I do really well. That is one of them, as I know how to show people how to get to it with the speaking. And I said, it's $1,000 a month. Please don't ever call me again and say you're trying to get the money together. I'm just being real. It's $1,000 a month. You a grown man. I don't ever in life want to hear that you're telling me this is a top priority for you and you can't come up with $1,000 per month, $4,000 total. Like I said, John Maxwell might be $5,000. It could be a whole nother program. I don't care. It could be, you could have called me and told me you was acting and it was $5,000 to go to Denzel Washington's acting camp. I don't care. I don't ever want in your life you to call me and tell me you working on getting the $1,000 together. You are elite at your craft. You are a child of God. $1,000, please don't make it like 500,000. Please do not do that. It's $1,000 a month. Doggone it. There are teenagers who can come up with $1,000 a month taking cans back to the store. There are things you can do if this is your absolute dream, and we've been around you for years now, and you cannot tell me you have not been able to come up with the money. And if you haven't, that's a self problem first. And you need to address that with yourself. I don't need you to carry my bags. I need you to get $1,000 a month. Not only so you can come into the program, so you can show yourself that you're capable of $1,000 a month. There is no way you could attract ET into your life right now if you can't make $1,000 a month. You can't not attract it. And that it's not even on no money stuff. It's on a level of commitment, grind, everything, sacrifice, all of those things. It's $1,000 a month. If you couldn't come up with that, how in the world do you expect to attract an Eric Thomas? I will be real. People talk about me and E's relationship all the time. The reason it's so dope is because we don't need each other. Don't get it twisted. I know how to make money on my own. If ET was nowhere around, I would be good. I promise you. I promise you, I always joke with E, he was a 3 when I came into his life, and we took him to a 10. We always, funny for the podcast. I promise you, if CJ Quinney never came into Eric Thomas' life, he would be balling right now, this second. If Jamal never came into our circle, we would be balling. If Jamal never met us, he would be balling. Josh was balling when we met him. And I don't just mean financially. I mean, they had something to give. And I think people don't understand that in order to attract a savage, you must become a savage. Like, yo, I'm just looking out, it's Shark Week, right? And I'm just watching like the shark thing. And I'm looking and I'm like, yo, they put like something in the water and all the sharks came. And when the big sharks came, Carl, all the rest of them had to leave. Okay, so let me slow down because I want y'all to get this. So I'm watching Shark Week, and there's like this big whale carcass, right? That like floated up some kind of way, a whale I don't know, huge. I don't know if it was a blue whale, sperm whale, whatever. It was just floating there. And so Carl, there must have been 50 little, just sharks. You know what I mean? I don't even know what they were. You know what I mean? Just little guys, about 5 feet long. And then came the great whites. And when the great whites came around, everybody else had to move. Like, get out of here. It's time for the big dogs to eat. And so in order to eat at that table, you have to become something. And how do you become something? Either you invest in yourself and get to that level, or you better be super dope already in order to come eat at that table. But you do not get there carrying bags. That's not it. You get there doing what the great whites did to get there, if that makes sense. And so I'm going to try to get Jamal on the phone. I'm going to call Jamal and have him jump in here because Maul, again, you don't even get at, I don't even know that you get to the table E by asking, right? I'm just being real. Like, I don't even know that you can get there by being like, yo, I'm a great white. Let me at the table. You just got to start savaging and killing stuff. And I believe that some kind of way people come together. And so for us, when you look at Maul was coming to the conferences, but Maul never came up to me like, yo, let me get on the speaking tip. Where's Nikki? Let me get my IG together. He just came around, was killing it. We found out, was like, yo, you a great white too? Come in, come in the circle. And so I felt bad. And I, like I said, I probably hurt somebody's feelings talking right now. And I hope what I'm saying is not taken out of context, that we can't mess with nobody who, I'm just saying you cannot shortcut the process. I can't say I was always executing at the level that we execute on. That wasn't the case. We went through some hardships, right? We just talk about the book, 0 to a Million. We went through some rejection, some me falling on the floor and why me, and E being like, get your butt up. There was a training ground that we went through to get to this level. And I didn't carry E's books. I got on the phone for hours and was trying to convince people that we needed to speak there and we needed to check. Me and Carl put together programs and camps and manuals and fail after fail after fail. That's what made us a great white. It wasn't, yo, let me get in there, E. Let me just come and drive you around. Nah. I had to really kill in order for E to be like, yo, I need this kid around me. I want this kid around me, not need. I'm sorry. Go for it, E.
No. Keep going. I just wanted to say, Carl had said one time, and I just had this challenge with an individual. Carl was like, yo, we had put all this stuff together and we didn't even use it. And somebody had came to me recently on the same thing. And Inky said something. And I was like, man, I wish I could have told y'all this way. Cause I was kind of like, I'm not a real high C. when you take the assessment, I'm not a high C, so I don't necessarily chronicle stuff. I just know, I know it. I don't know, I can't always define it. But when people do that, it's like, I ask y'all to do it, not because of the camp, but the process. And so somebody just came to me and was like, yo, I did all of this for you and you didn't use it. And I'm just like, wow, first of all, like, people don't get it. I'm not God. Just because we do something, it don't mean it's gonna happen because we want it to happen. Like, I'm not God. I don't know for sure that if you do this, this, and that, this is gonna happen. And number two,
They should have called Carl.
Right. Oh, I can tell you that whole story, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Inky always says it. It's like, I look at the people that are around us, see, and who are trying to blow up like us, who are literally around us, been around us for years. And it's like, that's the part you're missing. It's the process that you're supposed to be like clamoring over. And you are the opposite.
Right.
You want the product. It is not the, I did all this work and I didn't get to do nothing. No, when you do all the work, you're becoming. It is not the work. And I got to make sure they get this. I'm sorry. See,
You got to make it watch Karate Kid. That's all. Don't even.
Yeah, wax on, wax off.
Yeah, wax on, wax off. Listen to me. It is not the stage that you want. The stage does not bless you. The stage is a reflection of who you are. And you get blessed based on what you've done once you got on that stage. So once you get on the stage, it's over. And I can't tell you how many NFL and NBA players specifically that I've worked with who cannot stand Monday. I think most of them off on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's like they can't stand it. They want Sunday. And it's like, yo, do you know you cannot compete with Jerry Rice if all you like is Sunday? You can't get with Jerry Rice. It's a wrap, bruh. You'll never be a Tom Brady. What makes Jerry Rice and Tom Brady and Jerry Rice is that they love Monday practice and the Tuesday while you off they practicing and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. They actually love the other days more than they like the big day, and that's why they can perform on the big day. So I need y'all to understand what CJ is saying. You don't want to carry my bags. You want to share the stage with me, and you're being manipulative and carrying my bag so you could get to the stage. And you don't get it. So Maul didn't come to be on stage. Maul literally came and paid his money with his family because Maul wanted to get around savages so that he could practice more. And like, let me say it again. He literally joined this squad and paid to join this squad. And I told y'all last week, and I don't know if we're going to get to it or not, but when Maul came and Josh came, C went to another level of savage because he was able to practice with the white shark. He was able to practice with them. And so before, he might have been a white, but he wasn't able to practice with them. You feel me? He was still like, he was practicing as hard as he could and doing as much as he could as a lion, but he wasn't necessarily in a environment of other lions. I tell people all the time, I'm not no lion, bro. Like I know who I am. I'm a hyena. Like, I'm not a lion. You know what I'm saying? But I can go in the jungle and I can hold my own and I can fight. But my strength has always been surrounding myself with people. So I'm a hyena in that I surround myself with 10, 20 other strong people, and we're able to accomplish whatever. But I don't necessarily have the power to stand alone. I've never done anything alone by myself. So C was, with us and, helping us. But then when he was able to get with the other lions, the other white, the great whites, then I saw him go to another level.
Yeah, but let me say this, though, E, because somebody's going to misunderstand what I'm saying and think that you got to be aggressive. And
that's not what I'm saying.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm not saying aggressive. I'm saying...
Yeah, but I don't want them to misinterpret it and be like, oh, because I'm not C and I'm not boisterous and I'm not, confronting people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about at whatever you do, being a savage.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's actually the opposite is exactly what I just said. What I just said was... the process, like that's what I just said. Right. You were able to get into, You were able to take what you did to the level you could take it to, and then God brought other people who could spar with you to take it to that level. So that's exactly what I'm saying. It's never been
Right.
about it's never been about what you do, and people get caught up on what you do, and you can't be mad at them, see, because all they see is what you do. They don't get the opportunity. Like, you're not putting your sparring online. You're not putting your sparring, you know what I'm saying? You're not doing that. So when we do a conference, you're not showing them your sparring
Right.
at the
You only
conference.
seeing
Now, you
the
might try
prize
to
fight.
take it, and you might try to take it and
We
chop
need to
it
do
up
it
and give to them as much as they
24/7,
can.
like HBO. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just saying, they don't see it.
One thing real quick, E, let me just add this real quick. It looks so easy when you see it in the limelight.
Absolutely.
Because of all the sparring, you know what I'm saying? So it looks, and I
Absolutely.
think that's the part that's deceiving to people, because it looks so seamless when E get up there and he ain't got no paper, he ain't even using the slot, whatever, but it's because you're not seeing all the other stuff that goes into it.
And you know what I told him yesterday? I mean, I told him in South Carolina, I never even thought about this before. I said, see, and what really makes it look easy when I do it is my vocabulary. So you looking at me and you listening, I ain't using over 6th grade vocabulary. Like, none of my words over 6th grade. So when you listening to me, you like, oh, that's stupid easy. He ain't even really necessarily using no big words. You know, so because sometimes I look at Chuck, and when Chuck would speak, you know, people will be in the audience and there would be some level of intimidation or some level of, oh, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? And again, he's a master at what he does. But I think what I do, not wrong, but because I do, like, I study big words all the time. You feel me? So like when I was working on a PhD, when you're taking a stats class, that's some big words. I just don't use them because of, like, I just don't think it's necessary the way I teach to do that. And so now what you're doing is you're looking at me going, that was a 4th grade word. That was a 5th grade word. I can do that. And it's like, oh, but you didn't see the 34 hours that I put in this week studying big words and in the thesaurus and breaking those words down. You know what I'm saying? And saying, okay, which word are the people going to understand? Because I got to give them this concept, but these words might be too deep. Which one? And so, see, now we probably need to get our own insurance claim because we the ones that's messing up. Because what we're not doing is that we're not showing you our sparring. We're not showing you the practice. And like I said, had I not said it, see, I don't even know if I don't know. I'm not saying you didn't know it, but I'm saying you're not paying attention to it. I watched you when Josh came and Maul came and was like, oh, she going to another level. It's just like with KD when he got with Golden State. KD had been a savage, but nobody called him a sniper at first. I don't remember sniper when he was with Thunder. I don't remember that term being used. But when he got with Golden State, now all of a sudden he a sniper. Why? Because now he's sparring, he's practicing with other Hall of Famers. And as a result of practicing with other Hall of Famers, what do? You naturally go to the level of your squad. So to C's point, I don't care what you are. You need to be sparring with people who are in your circle and then sparring with people out your circle. I spar with D's. I spar with other I's. I spar with S's. I spar with C's. But of course, you know, I got my core training that I do, but I come out of that and get with other people because I understand in order for me to be great, I've got to practice. So I'm practicing with Carl because Carl's going to be in the audience. So when I go speak tomorrow, Carl's going to be in the audience. What's his name? Mustafa's going to be in the audience. CJ is going to be in the audience. ET going to be in the audience. So if I'm able to spar with those guys on a regular basis, when I get up and speak, that's why you're going to be like, yo, E deep. How did he speak to everybody? Well, it's simple. I didn't do it because it's a natural gift. I did it because I looked at I took a personality test. I got certified. I didn't get certified so I could make more money. I got certified so I could be better at what I do. And so I'm not in the audience just talking to my own personality. And then the other personality is sitting there going, man, that was whack. But all the eyes walking out like, he was sweet. That was the best message I ever heard. But then other people are like, that wasn't that deep. But if I can learn each personality and know how to say it in a way that you're going to be able to embrace it, even though I look like it's 5th grade or 6th grade, you're not seeing the stuff that I'm doing behind the scene. So I think that's, man, see, this needs to be a conference.
I want to come back.
This should be a 2020 conference.
Yeah, no. I agree with everything y'all saying. I think here's the thing I want to, now that I've calmed down a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
No question.
Yeah, let me try to. Okay, so in your own space, I don't care what you do. Like I don't care. And there are people in our circle. Now I just named the most visible people who you guys know about, but I'll say a couple other names of people who are savages that you may not know. So Nikki is a savage.
Savage.
Like so the reason social media is on blaze like it is, and you got every celebrity and everybody else in the world reposting videos and doing videos, she is a savage. Okay, let me say this, and let me just give you an example, right? So the previous person that we had running E's social media used to tell us that it was impossible to blow up E's social media in the way that we wanted to blow it up because he's not around E. Right? So therefore, how could you possibly post stories, right, if I'm not with him? Like he's on the road, I don't see him for whatever. I am not able to take this social media to the level that I can take it to because E's not with me. Where does Nikki live?
Virginia.
Nikki live 10 states away and has E's social media bumping like she with him 24/7. Every single day, you get a new video in the morning, probably the afternoon, and you get stories every single day. So now he went from whatever he had to over 1 million, 10 times faster because she is a savage. Now, you don't see Nikki speaking a whole lot, although you will see her speaking at the Verified Conference in Philly, right? Because the social media aspect is a huge component to you getting to that next level, right? So you will see her talking on stage. Shout out to Jose as well. But you will see them at this conference, but you don't see them all the time. And Nikki is not the most vocal, let me step up and tell everybody who I am. But guess what? She attracted us because she is a savage in her lane. Let me give you another name you may not know. Marshall. Marshall is about as tame a guy. I love Marshall. That's my dude. And shout out to 120 Designs. They're gonna do they're gonna get a sponsorship of the podcast here shortly. So I'll be doing a read for them very shortly. Marshall is a graphic designer.
Savage.
I don't know that I've ever heard Marshall raise his voice above a whisper. I'm just being real. That's my dude. Marshall he's super chill and laid back. But let me tell you something. His logos, his graphics, his websites.
You ain't seen nothing like it.
I was with Adam over the weekend. He told me, I just got with Marshall. Marshall doing my whole website. Saw his work. He sent me a sample. He called me right back after I hit him. He was very professional about getting it done. Boom, get the check, do a great job. He's out. Savage. So I'm not telling you need to be this huge personality. I'm not telling you need to be this, a host of in events or anything like that. I'm just saying whatever it is that you say you do, what is your proof that it works? There's a reason Tiffany Montgomery is traveling with us now. Why? She's a savage. Tiffany got extra 200-300 women coming out to the conferences because of who she is. She got 2,000 women at her own conference. Inky, a savage. Inky on the road killing it, doing his thing. Savage. And so when you look around, don't think that I'm just talking about you a multimillionaire and you smashing it in your lane and that's the only people I want to talk to. No, I want to know what is your proof that you're a savage in your lane. Maul, are you there? I called Maul. Let me see if Maul is with us yet.
Yeah, see, I'm here, bro. What's going on?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. So I don't know how much of the conversation you heard. Hopefully you heard, quite a bit of it. But I want to know from you, I guess, first of all, congratulations this weekend. I heard it was amazing. I've been getting texts, phone calls. Carl was talking on the beginning of the podcast.
Getting blew out. Yeah,
that
with all kind of messages.
Yeah.
It keep getting better and better, man. Every time we say that, we don't see how it can get any better. It's just, you know what? And it's crazy because this program was started to show people how to create generational wealth and how to renovate properties and, rehab properties. But what I'm starting to see is that it's actually starting to rehab people. It's rehabbing people's mindsets. It's going past. This ain't even real estate. We finding out that the most precious piece of real estate is you. And so we are actually, these 2 days is actually gutting out the mindset. Everything that was put inside your head from birth, all the wrong things about get a good job, let the company take care of you, or retire in 30, 40 years, and then you can, when you're 70 years old, you can retire and live the American dream.
But not walk.
We're right. Right. You remember we was on a cruise where, you know, everybody, I think all the restaurants closed at 9 o'clock because it was like everybody was in bed, you know, that type of deal. And so we're actually seeing, man, that like people are really, they like, man, I came here to learn how to renovate properties, but bro, you just renovated me. Like, bro, I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. So, bro, I'm just excited, bro. When I say I'm excited, I got so many messages I can't even read them all right now. So it's just crazy, bro.
Well, yeah, no. So shout out to everybody who's been going through Maul's courses. For those of y'all on the podcast, like, yo, where's the information? When can I? We'll bring Maul back on. We're going to open it up shortly. We started with some pilots, you know, some pilot programs, and as you can hear, you know, it's been a success. So we will be opening it up to the general public very, very shortly. Right now, it's only been for the individuals who've come out and attended the conference. For those of you coming to the 1% and things like that, you already know what we're talking about. But those of you in podcast land who are saying, yo, I haven't been able to make it to an event, how do I get to Maul's conference? We'll have information for you very shortly. But Maul, that's not what we're talking about today. We're actually talking about attracting savages into your life and attracting, you know, other great whites, right? Like other people who can hunt at a high level. And so walk us through, because I know you had grown to the point, and listen, okay, so let me take my time. You get people more who say like, yo, I'm in my city and, you know, I can't connect with nobody because nobody else is a shark, right? Nobody else is a savage. Nobody else is a wolf. Like, it's just me. But what happens is the fish grows to the size of the tank. And so you have to hit capacity first, right? And so I think for you, Maul, and you can explain it to us, you grew to the size of the tank and then you couldn't grow no more because the tank was too small. And so I think people are like hitting me up when you still a tadpole in the tank. Like, yo, you got more room to grow there first. Like, don't come over here. Like, don't come to the ocean yet. Like, stay in that little tank until you can no longer grow anymore in there, till you have maximized it. And I think for you, Maul, in your area, in your you know friendship circle and everything else, I think you had peaked and you said, yo, this bowl now, I need a straight up aquarium because this bowl is no longer large enough to hold me. So walk us through, you know, the frustration that you were having and why you chose to kind of, you know, come around this particular circle.
Yeah, man, no, this is a great topic because I'm hearing this a lot. You know, a lot of people always ask me about, man, how did you do it, man? How did you connect with ETA? How did you, you know, get with Eric Thomas? How you doing this? How you doing that? I'm like, bro, I didn't try. I'm gonna be for real with you. Like, I didn't try to do this. Like, I was just being me. I was just taking care of me. I was trying to be the best version of myself. I wasn't trying to, you know, connect with Eric Thomas and CJ and Carl. I wasn't trying to be in their circle. I was just running my own race. And it's crazy because I talk about this all the time. See, remember, I think last time we was together, I was talking about that 9th mile effect. Mm-hmm. You know, I run marathons I was running marathons all the time. And it's something, man, like you got thousands of people out there, thousands. And here it is, you've been training, you know, for a year. You just running, you practice on a treadmill, you get up every single morning and you running your race, you know, you running and practicing trying to prepare for this marathon. Now you could tell some people, they practice harder than other people. You know, I had a couple friends that ran with me one time and they were, you know, they didn't train. They was like, oh man, I got this. It's not that hard. And it shows. So when we started running, see, we started on the first mile. We was all together. We was taking pictures together. We was smiling like, oh man, it's nothing. We got on mile number 5. We were still together. You know, I was keeping the pace. They was a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 steps behind me. But then all of a sudden, something happened on that 9th mile. And it happens every single time we run a marathon. On the 9th mile, the 9th mile will always show who prepared for the race. It will always show who prepared for the race. And every single time like clockwork. Now, here it is. For months, I get up every single morning at 5:30 and I get outside and I prepare for the race. But for some reason, my friends that want to run with me, they never train as hard as I do. But on that 9th mile is when you're going to have to make a decision, because on that 9th mile is when my friends are usually saying, hey, Jay, you going to slow down, bro? I can't keep up. But then yet it's people that's around you that you don't even know They're running that same pace that you're running because they train the same way that you train. And it shows. And so at that point, you're going to make a decision on that 9th mile. Either I'm going to continue to go with these strangers that I don't even know. I'm going to continue this pace because they run the same pace I'm running. Or I'm just going to say, you know what? I want to stick around with my friends, and I'm just going to lay back and kind of slow down so that we can all stay together. And I say that to say that that's how my life has been. I've been around people, bruh, that literally have not trained. They don't understand why they can't keep the pace with me. And the reason why they can't keep the pace with me is because they don't want to wake up and do the things that I do every single day. And so now when I'm running my race through life, they wondering, man, how is it that you running with CJ? How is it that you keeping pace with E? Because they trained in their own right, in their own city, in their own state. They've been getting up training just like I have. And so now in life, we're all on that 9th mile and we're running the pace. And so on that 9th mile is when we get together now and say, hey, we're running the same pace, let's go. And we're keeping pace with each other to get through this marathon. And then everybody else that did not train, they just back and fall off to the wayside. Or they surround themselves with people that's running their pace. So a person can't never get mad at you, in my opinion, for us not slowing down because we train to be here. We stay disciplined. It takes a lot, man, to keep pace in life. Even in a marathon, it takes a lot. You have to be disciplined with your eating. You got to be disciplined with your workout. You got to be disciplined with your sleep. But other people, man, they just get up. They still living that same kind of way. They get up, partying, drinking, doing everything that they should not do. They know they got to run a race, but they...
But then you want what I got, and you want me to slow down to give it to you.
No, they want you to slow down to stay on the same pace with them. But the thing about it is, whenever you're running a marathon, it's not even a race against the person that's next to you. It's a race against time. A marathon is a race against time. And that's the same thing. That's the same thing that's going on right now in life. So I met CJ, I met E, I met Carl, I met Josh. I met them on the 9th mile. If I slow down, now my time is slower. So when I finally get through the finish line, now I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, man, I just came in slower than what I should have came in at. And that's the same thing with life. If I slow down to make my friends feel better, what am I going to miss out on in life? What is my kids going to miss out in life? What is my wife going to miss out in life by me slowing down? But by me keeping pace with those brothers, those people that surround me, even though I don't know them, even though they live in different states, even though I didn't know you, CJ, in high school. I can't even talk about, what we did in high school, what we did growing up. I can't even, you born in Chicago, but we don't have no memories of us together, kicking in high school, going to Home Run Air Pizza. We ain't got none of them stories. Carl, brother, same thing, dog. We can't talk about, man, when we was playing high school football together. We ain't got no stories that we share from the past, but yet we all still running the same pace. We got the same time. And so our talk is more about future talk. We talk about every time me and CJ get together, every time me and Carl get together, every time me and E get together, we talk about the future. But you can always tell people that ain't running your time that's slower because they all talk about the past.
See you next week.
And it's crazy because the people that's not running your pace, they behind you. And that's why they talk about the past.
Ma, this is, and again, I just want to, not that I've ever run a marathon before, but I will tell you this, as somebody that really enjoys running and I've studied it, my whole life, I think here's the challenge. The first 9 miles are all about work. The next miles are all about the mind. Once you get to the 9th mile, bro, it's about the mind at that point. You're not running on your legs no more or your arms no more. Once you get past, if you've ever done over 5 or 6 miles, once you get over 6 miles, you're at a point now, bro, where it's just smooth sailing if you can control your mind because you have already dogged your body out. The body can only run, the average body can only run a mile or 2 and they through. 3 miles and it's over. 30 minutes, the average body is I'm through. So when you start getting up to 9 and above, it's a mental game at that point. Your mind has taken over. Your spirit has taken over. And it's yo, follow me. Your mind and your spirit is telling your body, follow me from this point forward. And so a lot of you have been able to get up to 9 because you work and your work has got you there. But if you're going to get past that 9th, it's all mental after that. There's no, put your hands down. It's a wrap. Your hands don't work past 9. Put your hands down. Put the hammer down. Put the shovel down. I'm not saying that you won't ever, have to, maybe show somebody or use it. But I'm saying at that point forth, bro, it's all mine after that. Mine over matter, bro.
Yeah, man. But ain't it crazy though how people, man, when they run a race, it's just like you will literally surround yourself with people that's running the same pace that you're running. It happens organically. It literally happens organically. Yeah. I have never crossed the finish line with people, man, that I grew up with. As crazy as that sounds. Same neighborhood, went to the same school, we went to the same, but the commitment level was totally different. And so I think people in life, man, you got to be afraid. You can't be afraid to run your pace. You have to run your pace. You got to run it because you're going to find other individuals that's running that same. That's the only way you're going to find other individuals. I'm telling you, if anybody listening, I met E, I met CJ, I met Carl, I met Josh by running my pace and by training. by training for my pace. By training.
Hey, 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who dropped dead at 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying? He's nervous. Hey, do me a favor. Eddie, title this podcast 8 Mile. You know what I'm saying? For everybody who dropped off at the 8th mile and never made it to 9 Mile with Mark. Hey, I'm so glad that this is metaphorical, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I promise you, y'all talking about 8 miles. I'm like, look, if I get to 1, it's a miracle. You know what I'm saying? With actual running. You know what I'm saying?
But it's just so true, man. It's so true. When I tell you this, it's almost an end. Now it's like when we run marathons, it's like now my boys automatically know. They're like, yeah, Jay, you gonna leave us on the 9th mile. You gonna leave us. And so they're like, we just trying to keep up. But the thing about it is, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged if you don't run the pace of an ET. Don't be discouraged if you don't run the pace of a Carl, if you're not running a pace as a CJ. Because what usually happens when a person runs faster than you, it usually stretches. You're going to catch up with him sooner or later. You're going to catch up. It's going to make you run faster than what your normal time is. Yeah. So, but at the same time, though, don't be mad if that person is not slowing down to let you just cross the finish line with them. Yeah. We have to run our race. Yeah, we got to run our race so that we can push you, so that we can have something for you to catch on.
Yeah, and I think it's important that, and that's why, listen, that's why you got to pay to play. That's it right there. That's it right there. Like, Maul is running a course because, and you have to pay for that because you have to be able to compensate somebody if they got to slow down and teach you, which is fine. But it's an even exchange. Like, that's the whole ticket to it. You think Maul, you expect Maul to be like, yo, I'm about to just show Maul, remember you first came on the podcast, you was like, yo, I don't know what to do. I got 10 million emails. And I was like, yeah, no doubt, because you have life-changing information. And you'll find the difference between those people who say, okay, I'm willing to invest in myself and I'm willing to pay for a service or a product to get to that next level, like we all did, right? Like, okay, Maul is in this circle because what? Because Maul was listen, because I don't want anybody to think we're trying to exclude anybody or making people pay why didn't you do this for free? Maul got into the circle, and it's in the circle because he came to doggone every single conference VIP for years. Don't romanticize it. It ain't that Maul is cool and he got big muscles and he got, and a bald head. That's not why he's in this group. No. Let's be real. Josh, why is Josh in the circle, E? Right up front.
He added value right up front.
He paid E 5 figures years ago to come speak to his company. He invested in himself. Not just like, I'll carry your bags. 10 grand that he paid E back in the day to come speak to his staff because he saw E as that valuable. He invested in himself to get to this level, and you think you're going to carry somebody's bags and get there. It's not going to happen. I promise you. You need to invest in yourself. I promise you. That is the ticket. You need to get around people, get the information. Like, again, the names of the people I named earlier who have come through Game Changers and become certified speakers, and the people E has trained on the DISC assessment, they've all paid to play. They've all paid and invested in themselves to get to that next level. So this is not me telling you, invest in yourself so we can get rich. This is me saying, yo, all the successful people that you see and they have taken something and invested. And I promise you, that broke poor mentality that you have, that I got to hold on to this because, and then you go and spend it on stupid stuff, I promise you, and then wondering why you never got to the next level, I promise you. Go ahead.
So I was gonna say, see, Kendall keeps coming to mind. Kendall, and again, Kendall was around us for I don't know how long. We found out after Kendall was in the Game Changers program. Kendall was doing coaching with CJ, and Kendall was sleeping in airports. We didn't know half of the stuff that was going on, but to C's point, Kendall was like, yo, I see the value in this. I want to run at that pace. I'm going to make whatever sacrifice I have to make to be there. This dude, listen to what I'm saying. He was at the events doing security with E and did not have a flight back home. He was stranded in airports many times. We found this out years after, but again, he took the step to do
that's
whatever.
The key, though, E. That's the key. He didn't say to E, yo, you know what I'm saying? I just want to let you know I love you. I'm doing the security for you. Yo, I'm sleeping in the airport tonight. So that E could be like, oh, okay, Kendall, let me, you know what I'm saying? That's huge. E, keep going, Carl. That's huge.
No, I mean, that was the point. I just want people to understand it. Go for it, E, go for it.
No, I just wanted to more, C was just saying earlier, I don't want people to think about money. I don't want people to think about money. And so I want to make a quick point. So I had somebody recently hit me up and they was like, yo, E, I haven't talked to you in a while and I want to do coaching again. And they were paying me $10,000 a month. I ain't called them back yet, see? I ain't called them back yet. So for those of you who think it's about the money, I ain't called back yet. You feel me? You make your wife look like you make your husband look like, you make your kids look like you make me look stupid because you didn't pay me all this money and then you ain't changed. So that don't help my brand. That don't help me. You're not doing me no favors, giving me no money. You feel what I'm saying? And so I already know they gave me 10 before. I could start with more. Like, yo, give me 15, 20 this time. I didn't even call back. I didn't even respond to the text like that. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason why I feel C on sacrifice, we're not talking about money, but you got to make some type of sacrifice because here's what I'm realizing. I got a group, paparazzi, I'm speaking to tomorrow, and it's the most I've ever made. Like, they paid me the most I've ever made. Watch this. They will require the least. They will require the least, bro. Yeah. It's like people who play the game, they know how the game is played. They will require the least. Somebody will give me 10, 20 grand, think they doing something. I got to take, look, let me tell you something. Paparazzi has paid me the most they've ever paid me. I've ever been paid to speak nationally. Watch this. It won't be a line full of people. I won't have to do a meet and greet. I won't have to take a picture with everybody and their mama. And I don't have a problem doing it. But I'm telling you, when people pay you what you're worth, they value you, and they're not trying to nickel and dime you. They're not asking me to do a million things. Get there early, stay late. They're not asking for that. They pay me the most. Somebody give me 10 grand, bro. They want to talk to me 50 times a day. Bro, why would you pay me for coaching? Why would you pay me $10,000 to coach you, and I got to talk to you 20 times?
Dangers of a discount, dog.
Bro, I got to talk to you 20 times. I'm about to do paparazzi. This is what they told me. You can speak from 40 to 60 minutes. It's a wrap. We will never talk again. We will never have another conversation, see? We'll never have another conversation. They won't ask me to call them next week because they paid me this kind of money. And so I'm trying to explain to you, for those of you who don't play the game, you don't understand, you don't understand the rules of the game. And so one of the things that you need to start doing is you need to start paying. Why? You just heard what Carl said. Even Carl was like, yo, I was with E and C and couldn't necessarily take the information. I had to get outside the circle and get with somebody like Maul. And C say this to me all the time. Yo, E, how is it that the people that ran with you are not? Why? Because sometimes when you with people every day, they look common to you. They common people to you. They start, and it's not something that, humans do intentionally, but it's just something that happens if you're not paying attention and you're not really strong, is that you do get common with, like, oh, okay, this is just ET. Okay, but for somebody, this ain't just ET. This is the person that can come to my company and shift my company's thinking forever. Or there's somebody who can help me take my game in the pros to another level. So the thing about paying, and this is why I tell people I'm gonna make you pay now, because if you don't pay me and you don't use it, it doesn't bother you. But if you pay me 15 grand and you don't use it, it's gonna sting. It's gonna hurt you. And I want to get you into a place not where you pay me more money. I want to get you to a place where you don't waste my time or your time, because both your time and my time is valuable. And if I'm coaching you, that's an hour that I got to be without my wife, an hour without my kids. Like, that's an hour I got to give away that I can't necessarily get back. So I'd rather just do corporate at $50,000 to $60,000 an hour and just go and do my thing and be finished with it for the rest of the month. Like, I don't got to call you. You ain't got to call me. I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing. I gave you what I told you I was going to give you. You gave me what you told me you was going to get me, and it's over. But you pay me $5,000 and I got to talk to you for 50 times a month. I got to come to your house for Thanksgiving. I got to, every time somebody have a problem, you got to call me and be like, I know E.T., hey, E.T., this is my boy. Can you wish him a happy birthday for me because you paid me $5,000? Bro, I'm good on that. And you think you doing me a favor by giving me a couple dollars when you don't understand the game. I'm doing you way more of a favor you doing me, because I'm giving you information that can take your life to a whole nother level. So this need to be, literally, I'm not playing. I don't know how to do it, but 2020, this needs to be a conference where you get to go behind the scenes and see the real training, the real work that's done, so that when you get on stage, you can perform at the level, whatever your stage is. And to C's point, notice I didn't go lion. Every single animal that is alive has to hunt. Ain't no food coming to no animal. Ain't no worm coming to no bird. I don't care if you're a little sparrow bird, whatever bird you are.
It's a mosquito
you got to go
tearing
get
my
the
leg
worm.
up right now, E. It's a mosquito about to tear my leg
Right,
up.
you
He out
feel
here
me? Right
hunting,
now.
bro.
I don't care what you are. So you see aggressive, whatever. I don't care. Every single creature on the earth that is going to eat has to go hunt. Now, it could be a different way in which they do it, but every single living creature has to find a way to get his or her food. And so there has to be this process where you learn how to hunt. And can I say this? I don't think that there's any animal that goes to go hunt for something, whatever it is, and that thing just sitting there waiting on it. Like, come eat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw the other day, for all my lions on the phone, and just think, because I hear y'all sometimes, I'm a lion. Okay, that's cute. If you want to call yourself a lion and put a lion tattoo on your chest, go for it. But I saw a lion the other day. I don't know if y'all saw this video where it was a gazelle just sitting there drinking water.
Ooh,
and the lion came to attack
that.
it. And I'm talking about that gazelle juked the mess out of my man. Juked my man. That lion was going like 50, 60 miles per hour in the wrong direction. You could just see smoke. Like, you didn't even see where the lion was.
My man gave him the Barry Sanders jab step.
I'm talking about
straight up.
Juke my man. Juke my man. And so it's not like because you say you're a lion, the whole world just gonna sit. You take that, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all take that the wrong way. You think because you're a lion, you just
quite the contrary. People got their head on the swivel when you come around.
Right.
But hey, ain't it crazy though, how you could never run faster than what you train for?
Yeah.
That's a different podcast, Ma.
Yeah. See you next week.
Hey, E, no matter how fast you want to run, you're going to always fall in the pace with the level that you train for. So don't get mad because you're not running this pace. Don't get mad because this is what you train for. Like I said, it ain't never about the race. It's about the training that goes along to the race. The training will position you wherever level that you're
training
running.
For the race 2020.
Man, I'm telling you, train for the race 2020. There you go. How are you training? Because people focus, I'm telling you, man, they focus. I see it every day. They focus on the actual race.
The money,
and it's all about the training, though.
Yeah.
How are you training? And even though you want to win the race, even though you want to come in, and under a minute a mile or whatever, you will always come in with the level that you trained. I don't know why it's like that, but it's just like that. And so that's why I focus more with me on training. That's what the conferences was about. That's why it's so important for people to pay for the conferences. I be looking at messages, even on your page, Eve. They be like, when you send messages about the 1% or about one of the conferences, people are like, when are you coming to Connecticut? Or when you coming to L.A.?
Right.
I went to conferences all across the United States with ETA. You got to go to where the people are at. You can't just sit back. So you tell me you're going to sit back and wait? Even if a conference is not coming to your state in a year, you're going to wait a whole year to come to a conference? And you wonder why your pace is so slow. You're not willing to do the training. And that's what when I was going to all these conferences, when I was hooking up with y'all, I was training. I wasn't focusing on nothing else. All I was doing was training my mindset. These brothers I saw, I was like, man, there's something special about these guys. Let me go ahead, wherever they at, Hartford, Connecticut, Miami, wherever they're going to be at in the United States or in the world, I'm going to be there. Why? Because I'm trying to get my reps in.
And while I'm not there, more importantly, while I'm not there, I'm going to be killing it in my own space. Some of y'all waiting to meet ET, and that's when you're going to blow up. How many businesses did you have making over $1 million when you met E?
4.
I just want y'all to catch that in your spirit. 4 multi-million-dollar companies before he even shook hands with E. And so am I saying, again, sure I'm not...
4 more, Maul.
Say what?
No, I'm saying, listen, Maul, and see, we need to do a podcast on this one day too. Here's the thing, Maul.
I thought this was
how many you had before. Before you came, it's how many more you're gonna get because you've been in our presence.
Say what I say earlier though, E. What I say earlier. When you hook up with the group of guys that's running your pace on the 9th mile, you talk about the things of the future. You talk about the things of the future.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Maul? And I'm saying this is where people go wrong, Maul. They don't understand. And that's why I said this is a podcast. See, people don't understand that everybody could want you to come into their circle so that you could bless them. The trick is, am I going to bless you? And I said this yesterday on our church's prayer line. I had never even thought to say it like this before. Podcast City. I said, everybody's saying they want to be the CJ in my life. Everybody like, I'm saying people we don't know, people we know. Everybody like, yo, I'm trying to get where C is. And I said, you know what I just thought about? I told him on the prayer line. Because when you tell me stuff like that, I'm being real, Maul. I'm trying to think as a shepherd, okay, what's the formula? Because I want to give it to you so you can do it. I need to know the formula. Like that's one of the what do you call it? Responsibilities that God has given me is to really try to think about the formula so that I can give it to his people so that they can eat. So it's easier when you got a formula to eat than it is when you don't have one. And I told him on this prayer line yesterday, I said, you know what, y'all, this is crazy. Everybody I know, let's say it's 1,000 dudes that say they want to be able to, be the next CJ. I said, but I only have one person in my life, literally, from that point when we were in college, he was my grad assistant up to now, who has made it their commitment to blow me up. So I said, yo, this is crazy. Y'all all saying y'all want to be the C, but y'all coming in my life for what y'all can get from my life. Whereas C came into my life to see what he can give me. So you can't be C if your whole focus is what you can get from me. So you looking at the position, C. No, C is saying, yo, I'm gonna make you a household name. All right, cool, he did that. Okay, so what's next? Okay, he could have been like, all right, I made you a household name, I'm out. You feel me, Maul? Like, I made you a household name. I did what I said I'm gonna do, I'm out. Now he's saying, I'm gonna make you a billionaire. I said, the problem with y'all who are saying you wanna be the next CJ, you're not coming to make me a billionaire. You're coming for me to make you a billionaire.
No question.
So that's the difference. So you can't never be CJ because your motives is different than CJ. CJ came literally to blow me up, which he's doing. He literally was like, yo, E, I'm gonna get you checks. Everybody else is coming to me is trying to find out how you can link with me to get a check. That don't make you a bad person. Just stop saying you're gonna be Jerry Rice. You're not. Stop saying you're gonna be LeBron James. You're not. Stop saying you're gonna be Michael Jordan. You're not. There's no way possible for you to be the next C when you're not doing what C is doing. So the reason why you don't have the same relationship that we have, I tell people all the time, there are people who will call my phone. When Didi and I are together, Ma, and you know this one, Ma, I know y'all all know this one. There'll be people who I'm with Didi, I don't care what it is, I don't care what we doing, that the phone will ring and Didi will be like looking at the phone like, don't answer that, like we together. I promise you, there's few times that the phone will ring and it say CJ and Didi don't say don't answer that. Why? It don't got nothing to do with, like you said earlier about Maul, he tall, dark, and handsome with guns. Right. That don't have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? That don't have nothing to do with that. I
just so happen to be that. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like that is what he is. But Didi's looking at the phone and saying, especially as a female, and they're nurturers, Didi's looking at the phone going, yo, that's somebody that's being a blessing to my family. Answer the phone. Mm-hmm. Get the phone. I mean, I'm just being real. Answer the phone. Like, E is where he is. This is what he does. And so I'm just saying that we got to do a whole podcast on this one, see, because it hit me the other day. And I was like, yo, I personally know some dudes who like, E, I want to be, and I'm like, but you not doing what C doing. You feel me? Like you're coming to me, and when you come to me, it's like, all right, E, if I connect with you, can you help me blow this up? Can I help you blow this up? I told y'all, C don't even have a social media boy. He can have a social media boy where when we go on these trips and he meeting all these famous people, he could be taking pics and putting the pics up. But he has dedicated his whole being to, yo, I'm gonna blow you up. And in the process of him blowing me up, whatever that means, like God's gotta be like looking down like, oh, okay. So if you're going to be the one who's gonna be totally responsible for making sure that the vision that I created my son to do, that he can't do on his own, that you're gonna literally be responsible for making sure that he gets to that point, that I know God gotta be looking and see, like, I'm gonna have to bless him too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but most of you who are listening, you're trying to get God to bless you when you're not helping God's manservant. You're literally coming in my life to see what you can get out of my life. That's what you're coming for. And then you got this joker response. Oh, E, I want to be the servant. I'm stupid. I want to serve you. How you want to serve me on day one when you ain't never even met me? Serve me how? You don't even know me well enough to know what you need to serve me on. But it's that manipulative spirit of, I want to get close to you so I can be blessed. And it's just like, yo, for real. It's like, I'm not telling you don't do that. I'm just saying, like, I just don't think that's the best way to get there.
Oh, no question. And it's so crazy. I promise y'all, this is so funny. And I forgot this, and Ink could tell y'all the truth. It was somebody who wanted to speak. And I'm not saying they're a bad person by no means, but they was kind of on the like, yo, I want to roll with y'all, be down with y'all kind of thing. And I was kind of like, okay, this dude was, actually, dope. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, but we kind of don't need that right now, but I know somebody who does. And I tried to put them on Ink, but Ink wasn't really on that level right then. And they kind of like maybe talked with Ink a couple times like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. And just kind of like deaded it, you know what I mean? And I remember I asked Ink, he was like, yeah, I don't really know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because Ink was kind of looking for that, you know what I'm saying, that C, if you will, you know what I mean? And I tried to put that person on, and because they didn't see it. So it blows my mind to now you would come to E when he a multimillionaire and be like, E, I just want to be your, like, bruh, we don't need that. Like, E does not need a flunky right now. That's not what he needs. What he needs is other savages who can introduce him to other industries. So now E is also a real estate mogul, a solar mogul. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what other savages have done for us. And so for you don't even need to be finding an E. Understand something. When me and E hooked up, E wasn't E. Now, he had the gift, but I didn't come to E when he had millions of dollars. I didn't come to E when he was already popping across the world. And if you went on Google and put his name in, he was already blew up. You need to find a E. Everybody say I need to find a CJ. You need to find an E. It could be somebody in your community who making $30,000, but they dope. But you don't want that. You want to attach your name to the #1 motivational speaker in the world already. Duh. You and every other person in the world. But nobody wants to go find E 10 years ago, 14 years ago, when E was just at Michigan State doing his thing and was dope. It was nice, but wasn't no checks coming in. You see, does that make sense, E? I'm trying to make sure.
No question.
Like, it's cool now. Like, of course you want to be E2 man. Like, that's a dope position. It probably start off at $250,000 to be E2 man just because of what he make. And so, of course you want to start there. But I ain't seen nobody come up to the dude on YouTube who got 1,000 subscribers and be like, yo, I want to blow you up. I believe in your gift. I like what you're doing. Low key, I know you only got 50 views per video, but these is dope. And I believe in them. Let's roll together and build something. You look into like, again, I'm watching Shark Week, right? And they got all these, it's like more than just sharks, but they got these other sharks who these other fish that just ride up underneath the shark, right? And the shark don't even eat him. He like, I ain't got no use for you. Like, I can't even eat you so little. And he just like, I don't know, Carl, maybe he eating like bacteria or something off the shark, but he just swim underneath his belly and just do his thing. I'm like, bruh, I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a position that's open right now. Is you like swimming underneath me and catching the little scraps. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for other people who can get to that level. And so I'm not mad at you, but go find somebody who on that level, who got great white potential, and then help them go to the next level if you're not already a great wife. But of course, that's the most convenient thing in the world. I want to be your right. Of course you do. Who wouldn't? Like, name one person in the world who doesn't want to be E's right hand right now. But guess what? Back in the day, that line was considerably shorter. I'll just say that.
Considerably shorter.
What y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to finish up? Y'all want to keep talking? What y'all want to do?
No, I'm just saying my own boss didn't want me at the job. See?
Nah, I'm pissed. I done got mad. You know what I'm saying? My baby started school today. I'm a little sad. What? Go for it, E. What was you about to say?
I don't got nothing. I'm through. I'm through, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Organify.
Let Carl get his last day at the beach and kick it, man. No, E. I see you though, man. E, I want to say I'm proud of you. I see the pounds coming off. You know, E been sending me videos every day. That gut look like it's going down considerably.
Let's go, E. Let's go.
Yeah, it's down.
I got
bro.
a problem though, Maul. I got a problem though, Maul. My girl that told me, Didi told me, like, okay, now it's about maintaining. She's like, I need some skin on your bone. Let's stop right here. I don't know what your little mind, I don't know where you trying to go from here, but let's kill it. And other stuff I can't say on the podcast, see, but she like, yep, you lost the gut, don't lose nothing else. Let's let it go. At this point, you lost the gut.
Watch yourself.
Don't lose the stamina.
Don't lose.
Protein. You go get some protein, dog.
Yeah. No questions asked, Paul.
I
So
see it.
I'm gonna sustain it from here. She said if you lose 10 more pounds, I'm about to call CJ, and me and CJ gonna have a conversation. So
what I like to do is just have a little buffer room. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, right back.
Yeah, I feel you. Hey, Maul. So that's where I'm on now. So me and C gonna have to renegotiate our contract, and I gotta find. I did what he told me to do.
Yep.
Now I gotta find how do you maintain? Because I told you, really, for a lot of us, setting a goal and accomplishing it is not hard. Some of us, that's how we wired. We built like that. You know what I'm saying? You give us a goal, you give us something to accomplish, it ain't gonna take us long to get it done. But then the question is, how do you maintain that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to get with C now and talk about
stay off the honey wheat.
Yeah, the maintenance boy.
That honey wheat.
No questions asked.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Looking forward to Maul to be down here. By the time y'all hear it, he'll probably be down here. He'll be down here on Friday. We got Game Changers this weekend. Look, you see Maul doing big things. He's speaking all over the country. You know, he's speaking in front of 2,000. We'll have to get into that story another day, Maul. Your first huge keynote. We'll let the people know about that on the podcast. That'll be a funny podcast story for us. But you see, he's still coming down here to Atlanta because we got our Game Changers event to get trained. All right, he still, wants to stay close to the fire, wants to learn. He ain't saying, "Oh, I'm big time now. I got, all these people following me." He's like, "Yo, I still got to get better." Maul still call me all the time and be like, "See, what can I do to make it even better though?" I'm like, "Maul, chill out, dog. Let's just keep working at this. And then we'll get better," but he just has that insatiable appetite for growth. And so he'll be down here. Game Changers, for those of you who know, our certified Game Changers. If you're looking to be a speaker, if you're looking to get to that next level, please, please, please join us at Game Changers, all right? ETA Game Changers. That's where we train all of our speakers to get to that next level. We also have our Speak for Profit program that's dope. Right now, our speakforprofitcourse.com. All right, and you can use the promo code S2S for 55% off. Speakforprofitcourse.com. Speakforprofitcourse.com. Use S2S to get 55% off. Tay just sent me that. And then, of course, we want you to then enroll in Game Changers, man, and become a certified speaker. Eric Thomas, like so many have before you that are rolling. Shout out to all my certified speakers, man, out there crushing it. Getting gigs. I'm getting text messages on a reg, just like, "Yo, I'm hitting six figures. I'm, doing all of this." So shout out to everybody who came through that and just getting to that next level. Follow, before Carl jumps in, follow Jamal. All right. And we always forget to do that because Maul he just got into the social media thing, but 925 millionaire. That's number 9 and the number 5, 925 millionaire, 9 to 5 millionaire. And Maul, I think this might be the first time you've been on the podcast since you officially retired. So it's gone down. You're now officially retired from the Chicago Police Department. How does it feel?
Oh man, it feels wonderful, brother. It feels wonderful. It's been and the best thing about it is that the wish is fulfilled now. This is something that I saw for myself 20 years ago. From the first day I started, I said one day. And I held on to that one day, and that one day is finally here. Wow. And it couldn't have worked out any better, man. You could just see God all in it. I remember, CJ, what I said to you, man, when I leave, like, man, I'm actually gonna be kind of scared because I'm getting 8 hours a day. I'm getting 8 hours every day, 40 hours a week, 80 hours every 2 weeks. 2 weeks back in my life that I have control over now. And I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this time. I was like, man, it's actually about to scare me. And then all of a sudden,
you need some more hours in your life. You need more hours.
I said that's gonna be the least of your problems, just filling out that schedule.
They filled that. Let's just say y'all filled them 8 hours up very well, very well.
Hey, so you got to change your name more from 9 to 5 millionaire to retired millionaire.
Right. So 9 to 5 millionaire Instagram. Go follow Maul. You can check out some of the. I know you posted a little bit of the stuff on the stories from the course or whatever, man. And I know you dropped nuggets on there. And we appreciate you getting going on IG. I know that wasn't necessarily a comfort zone for you, but you know, Nikki pushed you into it, and who knows, maybe someday in the next 100 years I give me an IG. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the number one question we get written into the podcast. What's CJ's IG? I'm like, yeah, I ain't got one. ET the hip hop preacher.
You feel me?
And Carl is at Barbados Sensation, beach living, real estate mogul.com. You know what I'm saying?
.com.
Carl, let us know what else we got coming up,
sir.
man, because I know you want to get to the beach.
Yes, sir. I got my last couple hours in. Hey, we going out this evening with a cruise. We taking it out with a cruise this evening just around the island. But anyway, verified, y'all, August 9th, we bringing it to the city of brotherly love. We got Karen Seville, Toby, and we got Willie Moore and your own Q Deezy, Quincy Harris. Hometown Q Deezy will be there August 9th. Again, if y'all looking for that blue check, we about to make you the blue check. You ain't got to go to Instagram to get the blue check. You will be the blue check. People be coming to you because you are verified in your industry, whatever you doing, whatever that skill set that you got, that talent, that gift, it's time to blow that thing out the water. So August 9th, Philly, we got Maul on, so y'all getting a foretaste of the 1%. And 1%, I'm talking, we stretching it now. New York, New Orleans, D.C., back to back. We got August 23rd and 24th in New York. New Orleans, September 12th and 13th, and D.C. We're coming October 5th and 6th. So, again, that's E, of course. We got Jamal. Y'all heard a foretaste of him today. He see, did you notice how Jamal just jumped in with motivation? Like, he ain't even, like, kind of wait for it. He just jumped right in and got to it.
He didn't need a rolling start this time. You know what I'm saying?
He's so ready now.
Carl, I'm not a speaker. I'm not a speaker, man.
Hey.
I'm not a speaker, man. I'm not a speaker.
Oh, we hear you. And of course, we got Tiffany. There it is. The ninth mile. We got Tiffany. Y'all heard us talk about Tiffany earlier. She killing it in her own right, man. So, like, if y'all, look, you got 3 opportunities, and I'm not saying come to one. I'm saying come to all 3. Like, I'm not even telling you come to New York. Y'all heard Maul talk about it. Come to all 3, dog.
Don't forget Carl Phillips on that docket as well. He's sneaking there on Maul's presentation.
I'll jump in and
he back from Barbados, so y'all hear him today. He gonna be on fire at these joints.
I'm gonna drop a couple little nuggets that I learned on the 9th mile. Hey, last but not least, man, April 25th. We're talking about 2020. Big things happening in 2020, y'all. April 25th to May 1st. The Phenomenal Life 2020. We're going all the way to Mexico, y'all. And you listen, everybody that's associated with us, they're going to be there. You don't have to worry about, I'm talking about everything from the health, from the fitness, from the relationships. We got it all. Like, everybody that's rocking with us. We got, of course, Maul, I'm blanking. Rob is what I was thinking about. Rob hitting the finances, Maul hitting the real estate. We got everything going down in Mexico. So make sure you are in Mexico April 25th to May 1st. And, hey, you can go to etinspires.com and just click on the events tab to see all the events out there. So that's it, y'all.
Hey, E, when can we say the other one?
Which one?
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, boy.
We're going to have to hold off. Next week.
Okay. Oh, next week?
Yeah, next week.
Okay, well, I just wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? Inquiring minds. Yeah. Hey, so what you got? You're in Vegas. What else you got going on? Just where can we?
After Vegas, I'll be in Dallas for a week.
Oh,
hitting
we
all the
forgot to talk
colleges.
about the cribs too. Shoot, man.
That's
Maybe
okay.
next
We'll talk
week,
about
man.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the hip hop
Vegas.
preacher was sending me some videos. We will. Yeah, we'll be. Yeah, you're gonna have even more people in line to be your two man here shortly.
So you got Dallas coming up. I got a tour like TSU, Baylor, like a lot of the colleges, basketball, football. Then I'm coming back to Cali. I got some school stuff in Cali. So the next couple of weeks is like West Coast, Midwest, West Coast. So that's why I say I won't be back home for a minute. I've got UCLA football. So yeah, we're gonna be on the West Coast for a minute doing it up.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, I guess we'll see you in Philly then. That'll probably be the
Philly,
next time.
Next
time we
Philly's
catch
the
you.
next time.
All right. Also, man, big shout out. Don't ever forget Organifi, man. Shout out to Organifi for being the title sponsor of this podcast and have been for some time now. You already know the superfood group, green juice powder that the whole squad is rocking with. Maul's on the line. He can attest to it. He's on that Organifi on a regular basis, man, and you should be too, right? Go to Organifi.com, Organifi.com. Use the promo code SUCCESS, man, and get you a nice little discount on that joint. Organifi, the superfood green juice powder, but we also got the red, we got the gold, man, they got the protein, whatever you need, they got it, man, and it's only the best ingredients. So get on it and take your health and your family's health to the next level.
All right, let me get our second sponsor in real quick. We've been rocking with our second sponsor, HelloFresh, as well. With HelloFresh, each box is made up of fresh, responsibly obtained ingredients selected from high-rated, trusted farms. There are 3 plans that you can choose from. There's the classic plan, which contains a variety of meats. There's the veggie plan, which contains vegetarian as well as plant-based proteins. And of course, there's the family plans, which are quick and easy meals for those of you on the go. With their Global Eats option, it helps to bring authentic international dishes and flavors to home cooks for exciting new meals. The convenient part is that all ingredients come pre-measured and labeled meal kits. Cooking will become something you actually look forward to when coming home from work. This week, my family did the mushroom ravioli gratin. Man, let me tell y'all something. Yeah, the mushrooms, the thyme, the Parmesan, like you put all these things together and I'm getting hungry now again talking about it. My other favorite one we did was this black bean burrito that was fire. We did the vegetarian options because my parents are here with me and they're rocking the vegetarian. But that black bean joint and this ravioli, those are two new favorites. So with subscribing to HelloFresh, there are many benefits. So you can keep enjoying week after week. Get delicious, filling meals delivered right to your door every single week for less than $10 per serving. And of course, free shipping. Manage your account easily by choosing your delivery date to match your schedule and just pause it when you're on vacation. Sign up today. Get $80 off your first month by going to HelloFresh.com/success80 and use the promo code SUCCESS80, and that's success and the number 8080.
Other than that, fellas, I think that's all we got. Maul, appreciate you joining us. Carlos III, my son Trey starts kindergarten Thursday. Thank you for the joke of the day to keep us all laughing. And we out. The Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ. Joined by the Bayesian sensation, Carl Phillips.
What's going on?
What's going down? And the hip-hop preacher, Eric Thomas, Dr. Thomas, what's going down, fellas? Y'all
don't
good?
stop, rock to the bang, bang, boogie, to help jump the boogie.
Hey, look, man, it's about 3 o'clock in the morning. We bringing y'all energy. Listen, man, hip-hop preacher like, yo, I can't do it at the normal time. Get y'all butt up at 3 o'clock and let's roll. So, we out here, man. I promise you, we still going to have just as much energy.
Not more.
More, right. We fresh.
Yo, and I just came off of vacation with a 2.5-year-old and an infant. And so you know how it is when you come off the vacation, you need a vacation.
Much respect. Much respect.
Yeah, no, we just got in last night for a quick break and then headed back out. But listen, man, I'm going straight into Am I Trippin' Or? My Am I Trippin' Or is related to the vacation this week. Am I tripping or are the hotel room keys still like the most ancient played out thing in the world? Now, let me explain. Technology has come a long, long way. I could do everything from my phone. I could do all kind of crazy stuff with fingerprint technology and all of this. And I still got this key that I gotta either put in, swipe, touch to the keypad, whatever, and somehow it continues to get deactivated
Every
at
time.
least 4 or 5 times
Every
while I'm
time.
staying at the hotel.
On the 18th
now,
floor.
usually, okay, it ain't that deep. But I'm staying at the Fountain Blue with a 2.5-year-old and an infant. So that means stroller for little mama, Miss Avery. That means my wife puts in a stroller, me trying to keep up with Trey.
20 bags.
So it's about a 7-mile walk from the front desk to the room.
All day.
Why did the key deactivate about 10 times? So I go down there the last time and I'm like, I'm not sure if y'all having trouble with the keys. I'm patient in 2016. So I'm not mad at nothing. I'm just like, what's going on with the keys? Why does she tell me, and I've heard it before, but this time I had to just let it be known, this is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. She says, make sure you don't put it near your wallet or your phone.
Yeah.
I said, boo, I only got 2 things in my possession, my wallet and my phone. How in the world am I supposed to keep the keys separate from my wallet and my phone? And that's all I got. So I'm sitting there like, man, am I tripping or is this like the most ancient? It gotta be. I'm just saying.
They've been on the same thing for the
be a
last
better
30
way,
years,
bro.
though. My thing is, like Facebook, like we went from MySpace, to Snapchat, in a matter of a couple months.
Black Planet.
Oh,
you
man.
know what I'm saying?
And we still on, don't put your,
So I'm trying to figure out, where do you put it? Because in one pocket you got your phone, the other pocket you probably just got to keep that joint in your hand. Is that the plan?
I'm talking about remember when TJ had the floppy disk?
Ooh. Hey, I got some files here for you. Just grab them off
that's an
this real
inside
quick.
joke.
Yeah.
But shout out to our boy TJ, love him to death. But I promise you, he came into Michigan State probably like 8 years after the thumb drive was invented.
I'm talking about the
floppy
thumb drive.
disk. And Carl, who is the nicest guy on the planet, who always gonna try to look out for you, Carl looked at me, he was like, I can't do nothing with that. Dog, we died laughing. So no, it is definitely.
Hey, but at least it was a slim. What was it, Carl? Floppy disk. It was a slim.
Floppy.
It was
But I'm saying though, am I tripping though? Like for real, the technology got to come up on the hotel room. I'm staying at the Fountain Blue in Miami. I'm talking about this thing is next level. They got all kinds of TVs in the bathroom walls and all. I'm like, bro, y'all can't come with something better than this. And then I got to go all the way down to the main lobby. Lil Trey tearing the hotel up. He tired, ready to go to sleep. We just came in from eating. I got the itis. And I got a 7-mile walk back to the front desk. So it was insane. But overall, man, let me tell y'all something. Miami
Yes,
came
sir.
with
Yes,
it.
Sir.
I'm talking about that joint was crazy. And I don't like to compare cities, but Miami might have been the title holder as of this point, just in terms of the energy that was in the building. I don't know what was going on, man. But shout out to everybody who came out to Miami, because I promise y'all that was an amazing time. And for me, I'll be honest, anytime I get to bring my family, I know, Carl, you had Tamisha there and Didi was there, but anytime for me, my family gets to come, it's just the extra like energy burst that I get for some reason.
No doubt.
Just knowing your crew is with you. You know what I mean? It's one thing to leave them at home and you kind of got, that on the back of your mind. And, E, I know you kind of, mentioned this as well. Like, you love when Didi comes because it's just like you don't got a care in the world. Like, if she there, it's like, okay, we can go. And having my family there was great. And my family's coming with me to Charlotte, of course, not that far a drive. So Charlotte is going to be crazy. So make sure y'all don't miss out.
Get in
on
the
17th,
building. Get
about
in the
3
building.
weeks away. September 17th will be in Charlotte. So make sure, Charlotte, y'all come check us out. But Miami, man, any thoughts on Miami? Anything y'all want to add to the experience?
I was going to say, I mean, like you said, we kind of went back and forth. Like she said, we don't really do the whole comparison thing, but DC was one of the strong ones we had before. And I think walking away from Miami, everybody in the team was like, yo, I think they got DC beat. Like that. Like she said, man, the energy in that room, just the people came to learn. It wasn't like no show, you know what I'm saying? This was no entertainment. People came to learn. Like you could hear people sharing their stories. Like, yo, I'm trying to take my life to a whole new level, man. So just that energy was bananas, like she said.
Yeah, no, we had quite a few of our Breathe U students there, and they were geeked up. And you know, our Breathe U students, they've been to about every one. But no, all of them been phenomenal. This has been a phenomenal tour. I mean, just from top to bottom, it's just been great. But Miami, it was just a different energy in there the other day, and I don't know why. For some reason, during the main session, I don't know what got into E, but it was like emotional. It was funny. It was like a whole, you know what I mean? It's a whole range of emotions that we were feeling. Like I usually stand out there the whole time, and I seen E go in one of those zones, so I just kind of, sunk to the back with Carl, and me and
I'm
Carl
talking
were
about
just back there
fan
talking
mode, see,
like,
just fan
oh,
mode.
pure fan mode. I love it. Shout out to everybody who comes up to me like, how do you stay motivated? I'm like, I listen to ET. What you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to give some crazy answer. Well, actually, I'm too close to Eric. I'm like, nah, please. I'm sitting back there like a fan. So, no, E definitely came with it, man. It was a strong, strong hookup. But let's transition. Anyway, and man, I promise y'all, E and me and E joked the other day. Carl said we going on the self-assess tour.
The inability. The inability.
Yeah, we're going from average, skill, phenomenal will to the inability to self-assess tour. And I promise, I know, and my Breathe U students, they probably gonna be like, "See, shut up." Yo, it is still the most prevalent problem we have in American society today as it relates to you going to the next level. It is the inability, and I saw it run rampant again in Miami. I saw it at a few different on a few different occasions, and I was just like, "Wow, you still don't get it." And for those of you who are new to the podcast and new to what we're doing, we believe that the very first step in you going to the next level is being able to self-assess and finding out what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Now, I say supposed to be doing, not what you want to do, right? What you're supposed to do. There's a difference between that, to be honest with you. And I think people still get caught up in what looks flashy, what they think could make the most money, what they enjoy doing the most, and you end up heading down a path that does not bear fruit. But again, E, I'll let you take it away, because I mean, you said a dead horse. I said that horse is not only alive, I'm then won the Triple Crown. That horse is still alive and well. And so, talk to us, man. I guess my question for you guys is, and I promise y'all, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, I'm not into that, but I don't have that problem. I feel like I'm able to self-assess pretty well as it relates to my skill set. Like, I'm not one of them dudes that's like, oh yeah, I can do this because I can, whatever. But like, I do have a keen sense of awareness about where my strengths lie and where my weaknesses lie. And understand that that's critical, because if you know what your weaknesses are, then you can then hire or put yourself around people who then have that as a strength, and it can make you look sweet. So me and E look sweet standing next to Carl because Carl has a completely different skill set than we have. You know how dumb me and E would look together? Matter of fact, you wouldn't know, because you would never have seen us. Why? Because both of us are practitioners. We want to be out there teaching, doing our thing, but neither one of us are going to sit back and edit a video. And so there are skill sets that we don't have that Carl has that makes us look great. So you almost see it as degrading yourself when you're honest with yourself. But the reality of the situation is, if you're able to self-assess, you're able to then find out what you need in addition to your skill set to make you look ridiculously sweet. So E, why is it that most people have such a high opinion of themselves, even when maybe it's not warranted in certain areas?
Yeah, I think you just made a great point. We talk about intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation, like that's our thing. And I think it's the same thing. It is the focus. Some people are focusing on external, like what do people think about me? What do people see? How do I want to be seen by others? And then there's another group, C, they're focused on the internal. They're focused more on, the reality, the truth. It's like I don't really care what people think about me. I care more about, reality. I care about what I call absolute truth. And I just want to give you a quick example. I saw a meme this morning, and it was of, let's say, Bill Gates, and let's say one or two other billionaires. And I wasn't familiar with who the other two gentlemen were, but what you saw, see, was, the khaki pants, and we're not even talking about, the $500 designer khaki, True Religion khakis, and a
True Religion making a khaki
you
now.
know what I'm saying, the $500 khakis. We talking about the plain, khakis, not even probably Levi's, and a nice little plaid shirt, right? And what the meme said, I was like, this is just genius. The meme was like, people who the goal is to be rich, not to look rich, and they had Zuckerberg. He had on like a gray T-shirt and some jeans. It was like, for real, the goal is to be rich, not to look rich. And so I think, see, it's an issue of focus. There's one group that wants to appear successful. They want to appear sweet, and they're so worried about what people think that they're not really focusing on being sweet, and again, it's tough. It is tough to have the type of skin where you're like, I don't care what people think about me. As I'm going through the process, I can look stupid. Like, the guy that doesn't want to raise his hand in class. I promise you he don't know the answer. I promise you he in the classroom and he's stuck. Like, it's like, I don't know what this teacher is saying, but he's afraid, to raise his hand and say, I don't understand, because he's afraid to look ignorant in front of other people. When the reality is, you are ignorant. Like, that's why you were in school. That's why you were in the class. If you knew it, you wouldn't be in the class. But the inability, or the not to have the courage, that's necessary to say, I don't care about the external. I don't care about how it looks. I care more about, the reality of it, the growth. And then I just want to say this. You said something deep about the people that you surround yourself with. I just think it's easier, see, if I'm saying I'm not that sweet, you saying I'm not that sweet in this area, the peer pressure is off. You feel me? It's kind of like, yo, see, ain't trying to act like he all that. I ain't trying to act like that. So the pressure is not there. So, all right, Carl, we need your help. And it's easier to do that. And I just think about my wife.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. No, that's deep, because I'm thinking, like, as you sitting there talking, and I'm thinking, yo, I get it now a little bit. Like, people trying to impress you and let you know they sweet too.
Yep.
Because they thinking you couldn't possibly want to be around me if you don't think I'm sweet. So therefore, I'm going to go overboard and try to be like super sweet. But then you come across looking bad because, man, you haven't accomplished what you, like, for real. You've been talking about measurement, and I think that's one of the most critical things. Like, how are you measuring this so-called success that you having, right? Because I think one of the things that, and you guys got to understand, that one of the things that allowed us to get to this level was the humility. Like, we never got too good or too big to do, to take certain opportunities and to, maximize certain, things that we had going on at the time. And I think some of you get the big head and you think you should be further along than you are, or in your head you're further along, and you turn down opportunities because you think you're above them.
Come
and
on,
I'm telling
man.
you, it's,
See,
yeah.
man, let me tell you something. We got Amanda and Breathe You. I will never forget, Amanda posted on our group me, and remind me to come back to Dee later, but she posted on group me, like, I'm rock bottom. At this time she had probably been 6 months sober, but she was actually dealing with some of the consequences, of not being sober, up to that point. So she was homeless, just really, rock bottom, see. And she said when she got herself together, one of the things, of course, she had to do was get employment. And I'll never forget when she took the job as a waiter, she put on there how humbled she was to have to get this job as a waiter. Like, she was almost like, saying, I got to start over from scratch. But she was like, I will do whatever it takes. And man, blew my mind. She said, no matter where I am and no matter where I have to start, I will use the principles that I have learned in Breathe University. Like, I'm going to use and apply those principles. So she's like, it doesn't make a difference where I am. I will apply those principles. I promise you, see, she was getting on our Sunday call, testifying about how she was making $200 and some a night. You know what I'm saying? And watch this though, see, this has nothing to do with Amanda. There are those people that I know, see, who are taking jobs like I work for so-and-so hospital. I work for so-and-so bank. I work for so-and-so financial institution. And see, no disrespect, but it's not in the spirit of humility. They're saying it like they the physician. They making $12 an hour, see? They could barely.
Oh, but I'm working for
me?
the financial group.
You feel me?
You know what I'm
But
saying?
they gonna have a pocket.
It sounds sweeter than saying I'm a waitress.
But I'm just saying.
No matter how much paper I'm making.
They not making no paper. They driving a 2015. They got about 5 or 6 sweet outfits. But when they go open that door at night, see, there's an eviction notice. There's the phone getting cut off. They're barely eating. They eating ramen noodles. You know, they don't have the water getting cut off, but they don't, but as long as people don't know it, see, as long as people don't know it, they can hide behind their 2015. They can hide behind those designer clothes that they have. And I'm just saying, like, yo, when are we going to get to the point where we operate off truth? And the truth of the matter is, you living from check to check. And while Amanda might not have a sweet job or a sweet title, she owns her own home. She got a washer and dryer. She got a reliable vehicle. You understand what I'm saying?
In a matter of months, though, in a matter of like
you
a short time.
You talking about 2 months, see?
Yeah.
I mean, Carl, you're not talking 2 months.
I'm talking about a short time. So, see, the other thing I'll add, and this is for all my entrepreneurs for real, one of the things that I use personally is think of the industry that you're in. There's a standard in that industry. Like, seriously, like, okay, I'm doing TGIM, but I promise y'all, I used to look at James Cameron, my man that made Titanic. He got the top grossing films. Now, you may say it as something different, but he turned the camera on and he making the top grossing film. I turned the camera on and I got 50 people watching the video. Let's just be real. It's the same industry. He using the camera, I'm using the camera. So I'm looking at it in a big scheme. Like, yo, how could I possibly walk away after watching one of my man movies and think that I'm sweet? It's not possible. It is not possible. I don't care what camera I use. I don't care how many people look at.
And here's the thing. Let me challenge y'all, though. Because here's the thing. You see the people, Carl, who they done turned it on, looked at they stuff, looked at Avatar, and been like, ooh, yup. I think that's the person that, like, make me want to choke them out. Right. Is that person who, like, you talked about it. Your homegirl inviting everybody out to see her sing, right? Shout out to everybody who got the Average Skill Phenomenal Will audiobook. In the audiobook, he tells the story of a young lady who, you tell the story. I don't want to put your friend's business out, but get the audiobook and you'll hear it, but give them a little sample, please.
I think, Carl, just play it, Carl. You know what I'm saying? Just play it so that way, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess it up. It's a little short part, Carl, so just play it.
So that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I'm pretty sure if you put, like, Mariah Whitney or somebody on with them, she like, yep, I'm right there with them.
Here's my deal, though, see? You know, every basketball player, you know, who gonna go to the NBA and he in high school and he ain't got a letter yet. You know what I'm saying? See, like we saw LeBron, you compare yourself to LeBron, but LeBron, they were showing his high school games, see? They were showing his high school games on ESPN. I remember the green and white boy with the Irish. You know what I'm saying? So it's like LeBron didn't say, I'm the best high school basketball player in the world.
Right, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
You know what I'm saying? At 16. So it's not like
that's a measurement.
That's a measurement. The NBA, the D1. He didn't even go to college. They were saying he was ready to come to the league. He was a phenom. So I'm just saying, see, we got individuals out here who are self-promoting. You know what I'm saying? Who are saying, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. And I think that's a problem. Now, we're not talking about, and I don't know how to balance. So let me just stay on my point. I never said I was one of the best speakers in the world. I never walked around talking about myself. The Google said it. The people said it. The commercial said it. You know, and so I just want us to know as entrepreneurs, you shouldn't have a low self-esteem, but you shouldn't be self-promoting. Other people should be saying you're that sweet, or the industry should be talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like the industry should be saying, man, you know about, like you'll hear me say, Tony Robbins, you'll hear me say Les Brown, you'll hear me say Dan Hardy, you'll hear me say Robert Kiyosaki, you'll hear me say Bob Proctor. Why?
Because they the measurement in the industry. Like, you don't hear me talking about Charles Wellington, whoever he is. Nobody's ever talked about him in the speaking game. Now, he might exist and he might be traveling. But when you talk about standard industry, these are the people who are there, and it's not because they said they're there. Their work speaks on their behalf.
Yeah, and he said something deep, guys. It's not that we trying to say, okay, you need to go look in the mirror and tell yourself you're terrible.
Right.
It's not what we're trying to do. What we're trying to show you is that we were able to get to a certain level because we understood we were at where we were at, right? So when you go to the mall and you look at the directory, we just went to the Aventura Mall in Miami. It's humongous, right? So you go stand and you look at a directory. It says you are here. And so if you want to get to Macy's, there's a certain set of moves that you need to make in order to get to Macy's.
Not the moves you want to make.
Not the moves you right. You are here.
Absolute
I'm
truth.
telling you,
Yeah.
Macy's to the left, doggone it. You're going to have to go left. And some of you never stop to say you are here. You have no clue where you at. So you're trying to get to Macy's and you don't even know where you're moving. And so what we're trying to tell you is to discover where you're at so you know what you need to get to that space. It's not us trying to degrade you. We knew we were at middle schools and we were at a middle school level. So we knew what we needed to do to get to high schools. Some of you might be at a middle school level and you trying to go straight to the NFL and it does not work. You are here. This is where you're supposed to be. And from here, before you get to Macy's, you got to walk by white black house or whatever, white black market. You got to walk past a few other stores before you get there. And you want to teleport straight there. And I'm telling you, it does not happen like that. And so for us, I think one of the things, and this is why we've been on it so tough, and when we went to Australia in 2015, we said we would be on this for the entire year, is teaching people how to self-assess. Not only your skill set, but once you assess your skill set, finding out where you are within the industry, because that will dictate your next move.
Yeah. And let me say this, see, because I want to give you a practical, I want to give you a practical illustration. Somebody's listening, they like, okay, I'm still stuck a little bit. Listen to me very closely. If it's D1 basketball and you a guard, you could put your name, or you could put in Google the top guards in the NCAA 2015. You feel me? And it's gonna rank who the top. Now, there's no shock to the world that Ben Simmons was the #1 pick in the NCAA draft. It was no shocker. See, we weren't like sitting there going, oh, Ben Simmons, I can't believe it. I thought Ben Simmons was going to be number 28. It was no shock. As a matter of fact, it might have been a couple, but the NBA experts, they weren't shocked. They knew who. Now, I don't care who they said was #1, who was #2,
Right.
#3.
Carl Cousin from Barbados
Right.
didn't just magically go first round.
You feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
Feel me? And so,
Little man did not get plucked out just out of nowhere.
and so here's a real practical exercise. Go get a sheet of paper. You in real estate. Go get a sheet of paper and find out what number you are. Find out what number you are. Like, 'cause they got a number, like the top real estate people in your state, in your city, and in this world. Just go look it up. Google your name. Google your name. Like, ask somebody to Google it for you so you're not biased, and see what comes up. Like, just rank yourself. If you were in high school basketball, just rank yourself. Everything is ranked, see? There's a measurement on everything. So just go look your name up and just see, or at least be courageous enough to go somewhere and sit down without feelings and emotions and and cockiness and arrogance, and just, what number are you in the world? And let me tell you something. If you ask 20 people in the motivational speaking world, like people who do self-help, if you ask them what number I am, I guarantee you, now I'm not saying they're gonna say I'm #1, but I guarantee you, see, out of 20 people, 16 or 17 gonna give you the exact number. Like, nobody's gonna say, all right, I think he's 20. All right, I think he's 50. All right, I think he's 22. Like, you're not going to get a variety of answers. Like, it's gonna probably be in that same, like 1 through 5, it's gonna be in that category. So I'm just saying to you, like, for real, go sit down somewhere, give yourself a number, Try to see if you can compare that to the true industry standards. See, real quick, guys, just real quick. I found I was in West Palm Beach at the mall. See, at the mall, I found a diamond. I'm like, yo, I'm in like Serena got a house here. Oprah got a house. Like people who are famous have homes, in the West Palm area. I found a diamond, see, in West Palm, bruh, at the mall, bruh. I'm telling you, I was so geeked. I grabbed that joint and I got me a nice little a holder. I put it in there. I was on a tour, got home, told Didi about it, right? Didi and I went to a jeweler. See, I'm telling you, I went to Google to find out what a diamond was, and everything they said, like, it will shine like this. It will look like this. It will do this. See, I promise you, I was like, yo, D, out of the 8 things they said, 6 of them, we got 6 of these. It's on and popping. See, I'm talking about for real. Me and D talk, I was like, yo, this is it. You know what I'm saying? I was geek. I went, see, to the jeweler, and my man, I thought my man was going to pull out the little eye thing and look at it for me and tell me how sweet it was. I promise you, see, I guess it's a new technology. Now your hotel key didn't catch up, but they got new technology.
Right.
My man,
he just zapped
my
it.
man pulled out a machine and zapped that joint, and see, that sucker went to like, I don't know, like it went zoo. And I was like, yes, it went zoo. Oh, the needle went zoo. I was like, yes. And he showed me and he said, yo, when the needle do that, that mean right there like it's a rock. You know what I'm saying? Versus a diamond. He was like, bro, this ain't
plastic.
It's plastic. Hey, see, but from the outside looking in, it looked like a diamond.
I hadn't heard this story. I'm trying to figure out what, I'm like, wait, is he telling, I thought it was like the guru story. I was like, is this like, is he being for real here, or is this something he being facetious
No, I'm being
about?
for real, but it was not a diamond. It was my man laughing at me. I'm being real, y'all. I'm not making this stuff up. When I
Turned down like a diamond.
when I walked in the building, see, my boy was like, yo, is that E.T. the hip hop preacher? He was like, Dad, do you know his father? Oh, he's like, Dad, do you know who this is? So now see that all the money is up. All the chips is on the table. It's E.T. the hip hop preacher.
Man.
He ain't coming in with a diamond like, Dad, we got
With a fake diamond.
Oh man, fake diamond. See, I felt so
A
bad.
cubic
I'm
zirconia.
talking about, I felt so bad. See, my man was like, what you want to do with it? I'm like, throw it in the trash. But I'm making a point, see? Like, it wasn't real, even though it looked real. It wasn't real. And how did I know it wasn't real? They put it to the test. And some of you out there, you fake. You fake. You not who you say you are. You got business cards. You got websites. You got all this stuff, but you fake. You've not put in the work. You've not put in the time. You do not have the substance. And so you're going to fizz out. When you get tested, and we all get tested, you're going to get tested. And you're going to get tested over a period of time. And you're going to come up short. So what we're saying is go in the lab and really get under the fire. Because a diamond, in order to be a diamond, it's got to go through the fire. Then it got to go through the pressure. And then they cut it. And many of you, you've not gone through the pressure. You've not gone through the fire. You've not been cut. And so you're not a real diamond. So just go in the lab and stop playing. Go in the lab, stop playing, and do what you got to do. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to put it on pause because I got to go iron Didi's clothes. She about to kill me. She'll be out the shower in about 5 minutes, and I'm waxing deep and don't have her stuff ready.
Please go do that. Please go do that. We'll have Ask ET ready for you when you come back.
Hey, so I'm hearing it. See, like we talk about taxes. Like don't wait to get audited. Do your own doggone audit. Like make sure you do it on your own so you can find out whatever gaps there are. And you got, man, yeah, that's big. That's big.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I think, and I hope people understood, Carl, what I'm talking about. It's the art of war, and knowing your own strengths and weaknesses, knowing the opponent's strengths and weaknesses. But I think what's so deep about it, and I hope they caught it, is like, yo, it will guide everything you do. You know what I mean? Like you look at like our company, ETA. Now, we're not a huge company. We got 15, 16 full-time employees, right? Something like that. So within our company, we're able to take an honest assessment of where we are, right? Because let's just be honest, E is like top 5 in the world in terms of speaking. Our company is not top 5 in terms of how we move as a unit. me and Carl always talk about the company is behind where E is. Now the company is doing well. You know, we're young, we're learning, we're growing, all of those things. But the company is obviously behind where Eric Thomas is as a speaker. So we're working on that. But because we're able to self-assess, what we're able to do year in and year out, week in and week out, is we're able to look and say, what do we need? Right? Like that is a crucial element. Like we were able to hire somebody to come on and do HR because we knew we need more help in that area, right? We have certain areas in which we know we have a deficiency, which we can plug somebody in and help us go to the next level, right? And some of you, because you don't take that honest assessment, you have no idea what you need. Like you don't know what you need. And I think for us, we were able to say, okay, none of us are like super social media gurus, right? So we were able to say, all right, cool. That's one of our deficiencies. All right, Ryan, you need a job? Come on. Help us run this Snapchat. Help us run this Instagram and the Twitter and all of these things. And as a result, boom, our social media goes through the roof.
Hey, just yesterday, let me just talk to that real quick. Just yesterday we had a meeting and I was like, Ryan, so about a week or so ago, we had like this meeting like, yo, our numbers aren't growing. We've been watching, you know, some of the other, you know, top dogs in the industry and we're seeing their numbers
not growing at the rate we want
right,
to grow.
absolutely. They're growing, but not as fast as they should be. And literally, we sat down for, I mean, like a 2.5 hour meeting about maybe a week or two ago and really broke it down. We studied some of the top people. What are they doing? What are they posting? And between Ryan and Chuck, they kind of led the meeting. And they were like, yo, one of the things we're doing is posting too much. And we like say, what? Like, you never think that could be a bad thing. They're like, yo, we are doubling the amount of posts that other people are doing. I'm talking about measurement and self-assessment again. What are we doing wrong? What are the gaps? Like, yo, we posting too much. And there's some content that we posted that don't even get a lot of hits. Why are we posting that? You know what I'm saying? We could have kept doing it. We like it. It looks good. But no, we looked at it. And I promise you, Ryan said to us yesterday in the meeting, yo, our numbers have quadrupled in terms of the weekly growth. In less than, I'm talking about like in a week. He's like, our numbers have quadrupled. He's like, it's 4 times. We were growing at like, you know, a couple hundred per week. He was like, yo, it was like 1,900 people in the last week, literally just from that one tip. So I'm telling y'all, it's not something that we're making up. This is what we are doing on a daily basis. Let's look at where we are. Let's look at the gaps that we have. Let's study other people in the industry that we know are doing it well. And let's fill the gaps. Ain't nothing personal. You're not bad. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. But we got to the point now where, hey, we're not satisfied with being here. We want to get to that level. So we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing and keep studying. But that, I'm talking about when he said that yesterday, I called him like, yo, like we walked through the numbers in a meeting, but then I called him after like, yo, Ryan, break this down for me. He's like, yo, look at the engagement on the post that we're doing. Like people are now coming to the page. They're getting more of the inspiration that they love. And I'm like, yo, I love it. Like it's nobody, and see, you can speak to it. But there are times where we were like, yo, Ryan, you got to post more. Like we only put TGIM once up this week. No, you got to put it up more so people can see it. And Ryan's thing was like, yo, I ain't trying to be funny, but it's there on the page, like they can see it. We just got to find something interesting enough for them to click on to get to the page. So he said, instead of posting it 5 times, no, post something real interesting next. And they'll click on that and come to your page and everything else they can see there. So just a practical example of what we are doing as a company, man, to self-assess.
Yeah, no, and I think, you know, and I hope that people understand it. And I think, you know, because we are, you know, we try to be mind, body, soul in this company. Like this is a tool that guys that you can use for not only business or where you are professionally,
for sure,
relationships, but even in your personal
yeah.
life. Right, of course. I mean, in your marriage, you know, are you able to self-assess? Are you able to find out, you know, how you're doing as a husband, a wife, a father, a mother, whatever? Like we're able to take an honest look at ourselves. And I think, like I said, I think it might be skewed for us because, you know, maybe people want to be around. And so like, it's so funny to me, like people will run up on you and be like, hey, I want to work with y'all. I'm like, you know, and I'm like, what do you do? And they're like, well, you know, and I'm like, man, like, yo, before you say you want to work with us, like, yo, work on your game, master your craft, and then come to us and say, hey, here's what I have to provide. But I think people, you know, see people at a certain level. I love it. Dudes run up on E all the time and like tell E, yeah, man, people say I sound just like you. I'm like, do you?
Yeah, you might be loud.
I'm like, yeah, right. I'm saying, and now don't get me wrong. There are things that you might have in common with Eric Thomas, maybe some passion and some other things, but like I wouldn't even tell Eric Thomas that people say I sound like him. Like I don't know, just self-assessing. I wouldn't even try to go there. Like Imagine if somebody ran up on LeBron like, yo, everybody tell me I play just like you. It's like, well, why you not in the league then? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be for real. But I think, people look at it and like I said, no disrespect, because I think they see it as a compliment, but I don't think they're able to make a realistic assessment of, I probably shouldn't be saying this because I could come across as, I think I'm on his level.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of coming across as being humble, if that makes sense.
Oh, perfect sense.
Yeah. So no, man,
See, I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to talk real quick, man, if you didn't mind, about, just, again, you hear me speak, and you feel like, because I'm real practical. I'm not really that, that astute. Like, you wouldn't look at me like a scholar or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And that could be deceptive sometimes, because my simplicity does not lend to my work ethic. My simplicity does not allow you to not only see what time I wake up, but the activities, throughout that time frame. So it's kind of, it's kind of deceptive, But I'll give you guys a practical example. So we were at the airport the other day. We were leaving Miami, and I guess there was a family headed. They were headed somewhere internationally, and apparently she doesn't fly a lot. She had a very awkward bag, first and foremost, and it was oversized. So let's say they give them 50 pounds. She was probably over 10 pounds or whatever. And it was amazing that we had just put on 12 boxes, probably, Carl, 12, 15 boxes,
I think it was 15 that we
free.
put on,
Free. She had one bag that was oversized, and they were charging her $175, right? And so in the attempt, I saw what was going on, and she was trying to take stuff out. Well, see, by the time she finished, she probably had almost all her stuff out. So so I was just like, look, ma'am, we can take care of this, whatever. But my point is that the lady who was helping us said to the lady that was helping her, is she with them? Because she was like, if she's with him, then don't worry about that. Just go and give her a free bag. Like, look out for her. And I was sitting there like, wow, see, like, this is so indicative of, this profession in life and going to the next level, because I'm diamond, with Delta. I have spent so many hours on those planes. I've invested so much money. I've spent so much time in Sky Club. I've spent so much time in the Detroit airport. I'm so loyal to Delta. I'm just, every time I fly, if Delta has the flight, and we're talking about since the late 90s when it was Northwest and Delta, and they merged, so I've invested so much. It seemed like this was this lady's first time flying. And so Delta wasn't willing to show her the same lenience they were willing to show me. They weren't willing to commit to her on the level they were willing to commit to me. And that's what I mean. When I walk up to the stewardess or to the cashier, when they walk up, we look like the same person. See, you can't tell how many times she's flown. You can't tell how many times I've flown. Like, it's all the same. Like, it looks alike. So when I get up to speak and you get up to speak, when I walk into that middle school, I walk into the high school, and you walk into your high school, you walk into your middle school, we look the exact same. But when we get to the cash register, when we get to the agent, I apologize. When we get to the agent, and the agent looks up my name and looks up my history, she sees diamond. She sees almost 1 million miles. She's seeing how much money I spent that month. She's seeing how many times I've flown. Then that's when it separates, see? That's when the separation happens. The separation don't happen when we get in line. The separation happens when, not even when we get on the plane. The separation happens when they look at my status and they see diamond. It's like, Mr. Thomas, thank you for being diamond. How many I laugh when they say you can only take on. I'm like, that don't apply to me. I take on a big bag, 2 big bags. You know what I'm saying? That don't apply to me. I bring on a guitar and a violin and a cello on that joint. And I promise you, they will look at you and go, what's that? But then when they see your status, they're like, oh, Mr. Thomas, can we put that in the closet? Would you like us to put that in the closet, Mr. Thomas?
And all I'm saying is because we look just alike and because you can use the language that I can use and you can do the passion that I use, but what happens when we get to the line, we get tested. We get tested when we get to the line. And it's like, oh, GED, all right, PhD, got it. Okay, homeless, okay, a homeowner, okay. 19 years old, he got married, all right, 26 years, all right, got it. Oh, okay, yep, got it, yep. And so we gonna all get tested, y'all. And if you built your house on the sand, when the storm come, when you get you're gonna get blown away. And so ETA started from the bottom and we did it the right way. We went through the process, and as a result of going through the process, when we get tested, it says diamond or gold or platinum or silver. And so you cannot fake out your status. You only put in a certain amount of time. You've only been willing to work so hard. And now that it's test time, the truth is going to come out.
It's the test time, y'all. For real. You heard what he said. It's test time. Like it's time to put it to the test. And don't worry, if you're not passing the test, if you're not acing the test like you want to now, that's the beautiful thing about self-assessing. You can find out what you need to know that you don't know, right? You can literally find that out. What's your mother call it? Triple darkness. When you don't know that you don't know that you don't know
that you don't know.
Right. I'm like, yo, so self-assessing allows you to come up out of that hole. So let's get right into our next segment, guys. That was positive, and I'm sorry, man. We just all summer 16. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was crazy. Sorry, I took Candace to the Drake concert Friday night, so I got the summer 16 on my head still. The Drake concert was cool, man.
Hey, before you jump.
It was
before you jump too far. See, no, I wanted to ask Eson. We're gonna just do the ASPW tour right here on the call because the whole circle. I want to go back to the whole Delta thing. See, sorry, my bad. I was looking outside, so I wasn't paying attention. But so he literally, we all walk up to the counter. So where I'm going, guys, is awareness. We talk about awareness in the book as well, and I'm telling you, me, Candace, a bunch of us, we heading back. Some kind of way, like I'm playing with the little girls. The girl that's there, that's doing the check-in. I'm looking at her kids and laughing with them, and I am oblivious to the situation. So I kind of want to ask about like, yo, how do you gain more awareness as to what's going on? Because I'm standing right there, but yet I'm seeing something totally different than what he's seeing. And what I respect about he's always seeing ways that he can add value. He can help somebody. So while I'm there looking at the kids and talking to them and playing with them, that kind of stuff, like I ain't doing nothing wrong. I ain't being a jerk. I ain't being snotty. Like I'm seeing something. I'm trying to add value, but he's seeing a whole bigger picture. So I just want to ask you about that specifically. Like, how can you increase awareness? Like, what makes you see these things that other people don't?
I just think awareness, Carl. I mean, you just said it. Like, I think C said it earlier. So let's be honest, C. There's you have to recognize that you're not you're not all that in the bag of chips. Doesn't mean that you're not gifted in an area. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you're not special, that you don't have this area where you dominate. But it also means that you do have some blind spots. It also means that you do have some what we like to call not weaknesses but undeveloped strengths. And so one of the things I realized, see, is that I am not naturally gifted, academically. I'm not, naturally. So one of the things for me is that when you're playing chess, that, being able to be like 4 or 5 moves ahead of a person is critical. So for me, focusing and being aware is what gives me that advantage. Like if other people don't see it and I see what they don't see, and then I can respond and act in ways that they don't respond or act. Well, C can actually make me look intelligent. It can really make up for some of my defects. So it's almost like a Peyton Manning who doesn't have a lot of speed per se. He can't really get out the pocket and do a lot of running. And he's not the most accurate thrower, really. But there are things that he's able to do because of his heightened sense of awareness. So for me, I walk out the house knowing, hey, pay attention to not just you, because that's what we do naturally, and not just your family, because that's what we do naturally. You know, naturally, you're going to look out for your wife and your kids. That's a natural reaction. Like, that's just a part of who we are as humans. Like, these are my people, and I got to make sure my people are good. So what I say is, be aware of what's going on 3 feet within you, 5 feet, 6 feet. Like, pay attention to every human that walks past you. Speak to them. Give them eye contact. Because why? Most humans don't speak. Most people aren't giving eye contact. Most people are on their phone, or most people are, engaged with their own world. And so I'm in the cash register. She at the cash register. So I'm like, okay, Carl just put the bags up. So here's a lady with her daughter and 2 little ones. So, all right, just be aware. Speak. How you doing? Okay, now look and see if there's any needs they have. Okay, the lady just said that's 5 pounds over. All right, cool. Pay attention, right? Okay, that's another 5. Okay, take that out. Okay, nope, you're still over. Okay, take that out. So I'm at that point. I'm like, okay, she has 1 bag, and apparently she's traveling with these kids. They need their clothes, right? There's no way possible you're going to take out everything. So I'm like, here go my card, do it. And I'm also being mindful, CJ, of not embarrassing this lady and making her feel stupid because she don't have the money, right? So I'm also cautious of that. And so I'm just telling the lady, I got this from a distance. And she's like, well, it's $175. I'm like, shh, I got it. Like, relax. Here go the card, take the card, swipe it. Don't do it in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Don't make a big scene. Don't say, thank you, Mr. Thomas. Let's just be incognito with this. We don't want to bring attention to them. We just want them to be able to take their bags. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The next level of awareness, and what happens when you practice awareness, you get better at it. The next one was I walked out hurt, see? I walked out hurt because, and I didn't know if there was a way I could fix it, but I didn't know if she was flying one way. Hopefully she was only going one way. It looks like, she was going to an island. So hopefully she was going there and she was staying. I don't know, but my problem was she got to come back. And when she comes back, she going to have that same problem again. You know what I'm saying? I was hurt like, yo, what could you have done to pay for her coming back? Because she's going to have that challenge again and she may not be in the position, whatever. Hopefully, but I'm just saying, see, that my heightened sense of awareness didn't just stop at getting her home. I also began to think about how is she going to get back now. So it doesn't take, like, you don't need a engineering degree. You don't need a medical degree or a law degree to be aware. It's free. And that's what we talk about when we talk about phenomenal will. Phenomenal will is, in essence, is this construct, this thought process that you're starting from zero. You don't have resources. And so then how do you gain access without resources? And so then we have absolutely nothing, but we use social capital now as a resource. We use relationships. We use pouring into people and doing for people and gaining a sense of loyalty and a sense of reciprocity in order to get us to the next level. So what do you mean by that, E.T.? I pour into CJ. I don't have money, but I do everything else I can. I pour into Carl. I don't have money, but I do what I can. Eventually, they give back to me in their what? In their talents, in their time, in their gift. So I used my social capital first. Had no money to give them, but I gave them what I could. I poured into them. I invested into them as humans. Self-development, spiritual development. And then eventually together, we were able to gain capital.
Love it, man. Love it. That is. And that's some great info. Hopefully y'all taking that in, man, and y'all getting that free of charge. So, hey, let's move in. Hey, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I'm sitting here like, yep, that's exactly, hey, y'all getting the blueprint. It's exactly how we did it. For real, that social capital is huge. And I think, for real, E always jokes about it, but I think the GED is the best thing that ever happened to E, because he always say, I got a lot of common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't blessed with the 4.0 magna cum laude. So there were some things that you had to do to supplement that, and I think sometimes people get stuck on, just that, that whatever they deem to be their greatest strength, and they don't look at any of their weaknesses. So, thanks for that, man. Let's move into, and I don't know how we topped last week. Maybe we don't, but we did one gotta go, Mike versus Mike. And unfortunately, Mike Tyson had to bite the bullet last week. But I got a different one for you. I wanted to go in a different direction. And I kind of know already, and maybe it won't be as controversial, but one got to go. All right, this first one. Let me think of my narration for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure. This first one is a giant, perhaps one of the most well-known, well-respected brands in the world. Its founder, Steve Jobs, was considered to be one of the all-time thought leaders of our time. The next one connects you to the world. I mean, it has become now, you don't even say, let me look that up. You just use this word as the actual, the verb noun for it. The next one is something that is near and dear to ETA's heart. It allows you to bring your audio visual to a platform that can be consumed by everyone.
Wow.
So, in this episode of One Gotta Go.
One gotta go.
Wow.
One gotta go. It never existed. Apple,
It can't
Google,
It can't be
or
YouTube.
YouTube.
It
Oh,
can't
no
be
doubt.
YouTube.
It can't be
I know,
YouTube.
that's what I said. I was on the plane yesterday when I was coming up with this, and Candace was helping me, and she was like, well, YouTube is out. I was like, I know, but let me just put it in there anyway.
And I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I'm going to throw a curveball because I think I know what you're going to say. But I'm going to throw a curveball at you and say, I don't know that Google can go because I wouldn't have got my dissertation without Google. So I know you want to just throw Google up under the bus.
Hey,
but
what kind of computer did you use to do it, though?
See, every edit that I've ever done is Apple. Every edit.
Yeah, and that's who I
I'm
really wanted to hear
struggling.
from was Carl, because I know Carl this is more Carl's space. So I'm like, hey,
Carl, what about
Apple,
Google, though,
Google,
Carl?
or YouTube?
Carl, Google,
One
though.
never existed, though.
Carl, but all our emails, Gmail, all our stuff was going through Gmail, Carl.
Yeah, but think about this, though. If Apple got to go, your iPhone got to go, your iPad, iPods from back in the day,
Hey,
like
Carl,
it
let's
never
be honest
existed.
though, Carl. We was using Dells.
That
at
is
Michigan
true. We started out on the Dell
When we
board.
first started, we
Yeah.
was using Dells.
Yeah.
We was using Dell in the beginning to get our stuff, to launch ourselves to the Apple level. We didn't get to start using Apple, Carl, until we started making some money.
Hey, C
You
was
feel what
pushing
I'm
the Zoom
saying?
ministry strong.
Oh, Z, he was zoomed
Hey.
out. C was zoomed out.
Hey.
That's Dell, baby.
Oh.
What's the Microsoft's Bing? We got Bing. We gotta have Google.
Bing.
You know what I'm saying?
Bing.
Bing get you a couple results.
Hey,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
if I'm not mistaken, Carl, the Office,
Yahoo.
the Office software we was using Keynote at first. Keynote is
Oh, that's
definitely
all-
Dell.
No, that's Apple, E. And Keynote is
Apple's
Apple.
Keynote.
Yeah.
You thinking PowerPoint?
No, I meant PowerPoint. Yep,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
started with
I
the
mean, I can't even
PowerPoint,
say it.
boy.
It's so far back. Yeah, we started with the PowerPoint, boy, y'all. We started with the PowerPoint.
I'm
Look, Carl hurt though,
struggling.
because you know Carl
I'm talking
Apple
about I'm
to the
struggling.
Okay, I
heart.
just got one question though, Carl. Secret to success. What was that shot on? Secret to success. Ken did that.
did it.
I don't think
But I'm saying it was still.
was Apple involved.
It was still
probably had an
edited on
Apple back
Apple.
then, I
Yeah, he
think.
edited on Apple then.
Okay. All right. No doubt. I'm just asking. This is rough. I'm out of it, see. I lost. I'm out of it.
No,
I'm
you
out of
ain't
it.
out. You got to give me an answer. That ain't how the game
I'm
work.
out of it.
You was so crunk on getting my boy Tyson up out of there last week. Now you punking out. Yep, come on with it. I'm waiting.
So I gotta choose between Apple.
You getting
and
rid of it. It
Google.
never existed.
Man,
Yeah, them too close, bruh. Them too close, bruh.
I'm talking about giants.
never existed. Wow.
Oh, my Facebook's gone. Like, let me tell you something.
Man.
We're gonna if we took Google out, and I feel you. If we took it out though, see, it's like Back to the Future, bro. I don't even know if we here on this conversation. I don't even know if we on this phone right now having this conversation, bro.
Right, you got to take
Back
out
to the
Google
future.
Maps.
Oh, my
you know what I'm
God.
saying?
Everything. Remember how we use Google Maps,
Oh,
Carl?
do I?
And all the advanced stuff. Oh,
Wow.
man. Yeah, see, I'm taking out Google, but I'm saying
But you
goodbye
think
to
of
all
how
y'all.
far Apple has pushed
I'm
technology.
leaning.
You talk. We might be back to the Stone
Yeah,
Age
that's
either
real.
way.
I'm saying I'm leaning toward Google, but I'm talking about it's like you said. There's so much in terms of society that Google has, like established. Whew. So put it this way.
Yeah.
The only man, I can't even say that. I was gonna say what
Hey.
Apple has done is that the world has adopted Apple into everything. Like in terms of your phone, you know what I'm saying? You check in with your flight on
Oh,
your
for
phone, like
sure.
everything. So I'm saying
Oh, if it wasn't for Apple, we'll still have a flip
oh
phone.
straight
and
up,
no key.
straight up. So I'm saying I'm
Yeah,
leaning.
no disrespect to Samsung.
Wow.
But if it wasn't for Apple, we'll still have a Nokia flip. And I'm not an Apple freak like Carl is.
Right.
But I do know that they didn't set the trend for sure.
Man, and here's the curveball. Google bought YouTube. YouTube is owned by Google now. So I'm saying you talking about a curveball. So if you take Google out,
Oh, that's a real curveball.
if you take Google out,
Yeah, no,
YouTube
that's a
is
real
gone.
curveball.
So
give me a final answer, y'all.
woo, man.
I'm gonna get rid of. I'm gonna say Apple gotta go.
All right.
I need Google. You know what I'm saying? You know how many times I done said Google that? Like, come on. You know how many debates have been won by me off of Google? Like my boy tried to tell me how many yards Barry Sanders rushed for. Google that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Hey,
So
I never said Apple that.
Hey, I'm taking out the trash while y'all doing that. I've been
No,
told to
come
get
on,
the
give us your
trash out.
answer. I gave mine. Yeah, Apple gotta go.
I'm
Carl.
taking the trash out. Why,
Oh,
why
my
you think,
gosh.
why y'all decide which one? I'm taking the trash out, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Google.
Google
and
gotta
I know
go.
the repercussions.
All right. Yeah,
I know the
okay.
repercussions, but Google.
I'm just
gotta
trying
go.
to see.
Google
So we'd
gotta
have
go.
had to. So I'm trying to see the other technology options that would have created the same outcome for us. You do have, what do you call it? It's not as robust. Well, it's a different platform. Vimeo is also there for video, but it's not like as easily shared as YouTube. So man, whew.
Carl, enough of the nerd talk. Which one gotta go?
I can't get rid of. You can't lose YouTube. You can't lose Apple. Google is the slight. I'm talking about slight underdog. We would have had to use
All right,
Bing.
for
And what was the
sure.
other one? Was it Ask Jeeves or something? They had one other one. Ask something.
Oh, Yahoo had a
Yeah,
search.
we gonna have to use the Yahoo joint. Lord have mercy.
Hey, everybody out there, start going and using Yahoo and Bing because
Google is gone.
never existed. We 2-1 on Google. So again, I lose. I wanted Apple gone. I could have switched over and did the Android.
I'm just saying we wouldn't be doing this podcast.
Oh,
right
no
now.
doubt.
Oh,
She
well,
coming through iTunes.
We would.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be as viewed. Let's just say that. So no, that was the one gotta go.
I'm sick to the stomach. See,
for
I
this
can't even
week.
finish the podcast. My stomach hurt.
Right, exactly. So with that being said, man, goodbye, Google. It was nice knowing you. And maybe in another life. Let's transition over to Ask ET. We got to get this thing running. We running over. Y'all tripping. Y'all took too long to answer. Let's get over into Ask ET. Of course, Ask ET is brought to you by BreatheUniversity.com. The all new and improved BreatheUniversity.com. Carl, what are people saying about the new platform, the new training programs that we have on there? What's the feedback, Carl?
So I told one lady, like, man, our whole aim is to impress you. We want to make sure we could take you out on the second date. She said, let me tell you something. Like, I'm gonna date y'all till I die with this upgrade. She like, yo, and then she's like, honestly.
Well, let's just go on and get
let's
married
get
then.
into
Yeah,
it.
let's get
She
married
said,
then.
honestly,
You feel
like,
me?
I thought
Let's
y'all
just
were
get
next
married.
level. But she's like, yo, everything about this platform speaks like next level. Like, y'all are now like industry standard in terms of training. I'm just like, wow.
Oh
it's real.
above industry standard.
it's real.
No, the way I was like, yo, we went from like Atari to Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like Atari to Xbox 360 on
no
the pool.
doubt.
So nah, man, it's beautiful, man. We again, of course, we would love for you to join us, man. We had a bunch of people sign up in Miami, which was great. The network is just growing and growing. Man, they did the BU brunch in Miami. Like this is what we're talking about. We're not just even talking about us, and never mind the fact that Carl and I are doing our thing with the program and hosting the calls and all these other things. The network that is being built out of this. The BU students, they went to brunch on their own and had a huge brunch. Where they all had the shirts on. They met a bunch of famous people or whoever. YB was telling me they met and, just out, man, and networking with each other and building alliances and all of this, man. So definitely go on to BreatheUniversity.com. Use the promo code BU Special for 50% off your first month. We would love to see you as a part of our family. Love to see you, out at the conferences, repping your BU gear. We will definitely see y'all soon in the community. All right, let's jump into Ask ET. And the first question, I like this question. Sabrina from New Mexico wants to know, ET, how do you prepare for a TGIM versus a live speech?
The focus is different. With TGIM, I have to be in tune with the world. It was funny, I hadn't heard it before. In my spirit, I hadn't heard it before. Of course, I heard C say, "Welcome world," when he was doing the podcast. He said, "Welcome world." And I was like, wow, that's deep. Like, we literally are speaking to the world. This isn't like words of affirmation to get ourselves pumped up for something that's going to come. Like, it's real. We are talking to the world, and so when you're talking to the world, you have to be in tune with the world. So I'm watching the news, I'm listening to conversations that are happening in the grocery store, at school, teachers. And so wherever I go, I'm kind of listening to, listening for the world view, what's happening in the world right now, and then I make TGIMs based on that. So thus the Rio edition of, TGIM, we're dealing with the Olympics, right? You are identifying the needs of a particular people, and then you're filling the gaps. And I think what most people do wrong is that they have these prepared messages, these shelf life messages, and no matter who they're talking to, they're gonna give it to the same person the exact same way. And I just feel like, there are some things in life that, man, are just next level. Love being one of them. And love is spontaneous. Like, love is not, you can't be robotic when you're talking about relationships. So I try to keep it fresh, and that means that I understand the pulse of the people that I'm dealing with. I understand what their needs are, and then I don't try to fill all of them. I just try to fill the need that I know that I'm specifically designed to fulfill.
And let me just add this real quick. See, I was going to say, for those of you that have been to a live event, like, literally, I'm standing there in the back, and CJ could talk about it too. We standing there, we don't have a clue what slide to go to, because it ain't nothing that he just got, like, we going through slides 1 through 10. I got probably like 78 slides, literally, in the slideshow. And he could use all of them, he could use none of them. We don't know what he about to do on any given night. It ain't like because we just did SPW in Toronto, we gonna go do the same thing in Seattle, you know what I'm saying? So literally, like, he goes in the room, man, and literally just kind of feels the room out. And some nights, I think, was it Atlanta? I think he used like 4 slides in Atlanta, like 4. I'm talking about for like an hour and a half, 4 doggone slides. So it's just.
He just did it in Miami too.
Yeah.
3?
Miami was like 3 or something. I'll tell you, we got a bunch of stuff. Like, wherever you want to go, I try to be prepared and like have something, no matter what's going on in the world, I got some kind of slide, some kind of image, some kind of quote that, if he go there, I got something to go with him. But there's just times that
I hope y'all heard what Carl just said.
Yeah.
He got 75 slides. E goes up there on slide 1, and E might talk for 45 minutes and then say, "Carl, give me the next slide." Now, E might have subconsciously ran through 4 or 5, slides in his head and kind of know, so Carl can't necessarily go to slide 2. So he back there and literally has to figure out, this is how much chemistry we have
absolutely.
from being together for so long.
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
able, like, Carl, and sometimes if I see Carl might be a little confused, like, what do you think? I'll go back there. But Carl would just be like, okay, based on what he just talked about for 35 minutes, let me not go to this slide that normally would come here. Let me go to this slide. And so, and then he'll be like, all right, Carl, let me get the next one. And then Carl will flash. So basically, Carl is dictating to E what he is going to talk about next. And so, yeah, interesting dynamic. I don't know if we ever shared that, but it is. And me and Carl murdered him the other day. He was going so hard. Like, I was like, Carl, this next move is critical. So I walked back there with Carl, and we had a quick debate, and we were like, nope, all right, cool, go with this one. And boy, oh boy, he went on that slide. and you could tell when he love it, and you could tell when he just kind of like, whatever. Because he'll like kind of breeze through it kind of quick if he ain't fully feeling it. But the other day, he was like, okay. And it was out of here. So, but great question, though. Let's go to Celeste in Denver. Wants to know, Carl, when can we start the media training course you were referring to at the conference?
Oh, hey. So as of now, we have, let's just say, 2/3 of the course live in BU right now. So if you're a Strive or Thrive member, our two top packages, you already have it. You just gotta log in there, go to your the training center, and the course is called the Blueprint to Going Viral. Literally in the next 24 to 48 hours, I'll upload the other 1/3 of it. So the whole package should be up for sure the end of this week.
Let me tell y'all something. If you a speaker or you in any industry dealing with, videos or that kind of thing, I'm talking about the information that they giving out. I heard it at the boot camp. They did a presentation at the boot camp, and I probably couldn't even get through a quarter of their slides because there were so many questions. But it's phenomenal. So make sure, Celeste, you get in BU and go check that out. Dominic in Philly wants to know, what did your last cheat meal consist of?
That was yesterday.
Cookies
that
and
was
ice
yesterday.
cream, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was last night.
If I appreciate
that was muted, y'all. I'm sorry. Hey, that was last night. You know what I'm saying? See, that was last night. Well, not cookies.
Well, cookies and ice
but
cream?
ice cream. Yeah, but no cookies though. No cookies though. Yeah.
The cookie gut is back.
No cookies though, because I'm working out too hard now. I'm back on my grind. And let me just say this to you, man, for real. I just want to help somebody. Like, don't be like me when you grow up. Man, I promise you, man, I went 3-4 weeks hard in the paint working out, man. And unfortunately, the measurement device that I use, my wife washed it in the washing machine. And I promise you guys, I was supposed to go out and get another device, and it took me about 2 weeks. And in that 2-week process, I did not work out at all. And I realized something about myself. I care more about the measurement and the assessment of working out than I do working out, and I need y'all to hear me, because I was going hard. I went hard.
Wait, say that again.
I went 4 weeks hard. I'm talking about I was walking 13, 15 miles a day. I was running 3 miles, every other day, preparing for the marathon. Wife made a mistake. I had like an old iPhone, like a smaller one, a 4 or something, and I was using that as my measurement. As soon as she washed it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go buy me a Fitbit, I'm gonna go buy me a whatever, what I'm saying, get me a band around my leg so I can, and I promise you guys, it took me 2 weeks to get another device, and in that 2 weeks, I probably worked out once or twice at best, and it was like a minimum, and I realized about myself, like, yo, you ain't working out to work out. You're working out to hold yourself accountable, like you're measuring it. And when you don't measure it, you don't do it. For real, y'all, I'm being real. Don't be like me. Like, work out because that's what you're supposed to do. Machine or no machine, work out. But by the grace of God, I got my machine back, and so I've been grinding, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, yeah, it's real out here, y'all. And y'all look at me like, oh, ET just got it going on. Nah, bro, it's hard for all of us. And if it's one area that I struggled in, like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like, I've been obese to the point where I need surgery or nothing. But you see in videos from the guru up to now, you see the up and down, with the gut boy, And so that's a major challenge for me. It's not hard for me to work out. It's not hard for me to go hard, but it is hard for me to go hard for like an entire year and be consistent in this area. So, and not do the ice cream and not eat late at night, and not, eat a whole bunch of carbs. What I'm saying? It's a challenge for me. So I have my kryptonite, and my diet and working out happens to be that. So, but I'm not going to give up, and I'm not going to give in.
So we need to do another cookie gut
No
video
doubt.
with this time. The cookies and ice cream win.
Just the ice cream. The cookies didn't win. I haven't really been on cookies. I haven't really done cookies since. And now listen to me. Y'all think I'm playing. The reason why I haven't done cookies and ice cream is not because my love for it lost, but I told y'all that it did.
If anything,
but because I told you guys that I was going to try to be strong in that area, I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to let you down. So I've really done a phenomenal job in not keeping ice cream and cookies. I haven't bought Pillsbury dough cookies since then. Like, I haven't had them in my house since that point, Now, I can't lie to y'all. I have kept the ice cream blue bunny on deck. but I haven't indulged in it.
blue
You know,
bunny.
not the bunny. Oh, I love the bunny. You know what I'm saying? So I kept the bunny.
love of
I
bunny.
kept the bunny rabbit in the freezer. But I must be honest and say I have not, haven't eaten it regularly like the weekends or whatever. So, but it's still a struggle, man. And just keep watching, the TGIMs to see, what months I win the battle and which months I don't win the battle.
No doubt. Let's see. We got y'all want to do one more? Or you
That's
wanna
on
cut?
y'all. I don't care.
All right. Well, this is an interesting question. Gerard in Orlando wants to know: do you and CJ ever fight or seriously disagree? How do you resolve?
Yeah, we
it?
never fight, but we disagree. Yeah, we never fight.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say y'all disagree
Yeah, we
quite
don't
a
fight,
lot.
but we do
Quite a
disagree.
lot. Hey, and I'll tell y'all, it was for me. I'm coming from a very very laid back family coming into ETA, and I'm watching C and E, two strong dudes go at it, and I'm talking about on TGIM. Like they're arguing on like, yo, should we keep this season going longer or should we cut it? And they both got like I sit and listen to E and I'm like, yo, he right. Like we gotta keep. He said it's like church. We gotta keep feeding people. We can't stop. And C said, yeah, it is. But if you keep doing it, it's gonna be watered down. And I'm like, yo, he is right too. And they're going back and forth, man. And at the end of that, she's like, hey, y'all hungry? Let's go get something to eat. And I'm like, what just happened? Like, what just happened? But yeah, no, I can answer that. They definitely had some strong disagreements, but our goal, our vision is stronger than any of that. So it don't stop.
I think we got into it not that long ago on the text, and
Oh,
Ken
yeah,
about had a
yeah,
heart
yeah.
attack. Ken got looped into a group text message and was, I'm talking about, Ken was like, yo, is everything all right? Is the company about to fall apart?
Yeah, nah, the vision is too big, man. So yeah, we still going the same direction at the end of the day.
Hey man, we family. I think and I tell people all the time. At the end of the day, he's the boss. So there's no question if he come through and just want to lay the law down and call the final shot. I'm gonna respect that for sure. But I am going to push him to make sure that he's making the best decision for the company, right? I'm not going to just be like, oh, okay, whatever. Like I'm going to push him. I'm going to make sure that I challenge him in a respectful manner so that I make sure that he thought through every aspect before making that decision. And so sometimes it does get a little contentious just in terms of like the actual moment. But after that, it's over and we move on. You know what I mean? We both, Carl as well, even though Carl might not be as vocal, Carl more like whatever. But like we all want what's best for the company. We all would like, to go to that next level. And even Carl now, don't let Carl fool you. A couple times I text Carl and he was like, see, I got it. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Carl, like, yo, I got ownership in this thing too. And so I think anytime you get, individuals who are passionate about the same thing and taking it to that next level, I think it's going to be, some head bumping, but it's nothing to resolve. Like, you know what I mean? It's like no feelings hurt, at least anymore. E feelings used to be hurt back in the day. He used to be ready to scrap me. And I used to be like, yo, chill out. But I think now, man, we got over that and we move on pretty quickly. So thanks for that, man. Appreciate everybody and their questions. Carl, do we have any announcements? We got Charlotte on the 17th. Average Skill Phenomenal Will audiobook is out right now. I'm trying to think of everything we got before we get the nugget of the day. Breathe University is back stronger than ever with the
like
new
church
updated
announcements.
platform.
You know what I'm saying? It sound like church announcements.
Right. Sister Jenkins' retirement party is Saturday. Please be on time. Bring a dish to pass. Anything else I'm missing, Carl? September 17th, Charlotte. We added that date kind of late, but make sure Charlotte, if you know somebody in Charlotte, hit them up. Get to Charlotte.
Hey, I'm gonna just give them the sneak peek because y'all listening to the podcast. We're gonna have a little sale coming up this weekend, just so y'all know.
Doubt. Hey, and shout out to Ricky
Yep,
Smiley.
sure.
I heard Ricky Smiley shouted us out yesterday on his show. So shout out to Ricky Smiley for shouting us out. My wife's homegirl. What's her name, Didi? Teresa. Yeah, Teresa. Teresa told us he shouted us out. So we want to shout him back out.
I'm like, hey! All right, y'all, Rick Smiley, the morning show. Hey, here's
Damn, boy, my mind so bad this morning. Oh, the time right now is about 10 minutes before the top of the hour. Y'all hope y'all get some inspiration from this ride. Hey, Craig.
Yo, man.
I'm gonna say this right here.
Yep.
I'm gonna call this speech. I'm gonna play this speech every morning, and I'm gonna call this speech the Ricky Smiley Morning Show Bible.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It put tears in my eyes when I heard that speech, man. The dude had me so motivated and so fired up, man. It had me looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm talking about I play it. If I don't play it for nobody else but myself, and that's what we need on this radio. Okay, we play hip hop music. We give everybody everything that they want. Why they come to the morning show? They laugh. I will play this every morning at some point. At some point, man, Craig, that dude right there, man, that dude bless my soul, man.
Yeah, Eric Thomas, man, the hip hop preacher. He's that dude.
Yeah, he is, man. He's been doing this for a while too. Phenomenal dude.
Oh yeah, and shout out to Head Crack. If y'all know Head Crack from the Ricky Smiley Show, he my next door neighbor. So. Yeah, that's my guy. So they show love over there, man. They got love for us. We got love for them. So, yeah, no doubt. Appreciate that. I think that's it for the church announcement. That's what made you think of Ricky Smiley, because that's the church announcements. So, yeah, no doubt. Other than that, ET, you can get.
Hey, guys, just make sure everything, listen to me, just make sure you do everything before you ask for anything, all right? Make sure you do everything before you ask for anything. You've heard me say it before. I can't want what you want for you more than you want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't put in more effort in your dreams and your goals than you put forth. If you if you put up GoFundMe and you need $20,000, I'm gonna need you to put up at least $11,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna need you to do more for you than you asking me to do for you. Why? Because it's not my dream and it's not my goal. It's your dream and it's your goal. So do yourself a favor. I'm not saying don't ever ask for anything. I wouldn't be where I am without my wife, without CJ, without Carl, without my mom, without, those people in the universities that bless me. Like, it's so many people that are responsible for why I am where I am today. But let me tell you something. I never asked them to do anything I could do for myself. Are you hearing me? I never asked them to do for me what I could do for myself. I asked Carl to do videography because that's not something that I'm capable of.